They were showing like Joe
1984
plays. No, Joe Morgan stuff and showing what happened yesterday, man. Damn, that was a crazy ass game, man. They dominated them, bro. My God. The Dodgers went crazy with the bats yesterday for sure.
Right.
Wow. You know, it's hard for me to watch postseason baseball. I don't watch it. I'll pay attention. Right. It's so hard to watch it because you know why.
Damn.
No, for real, it is, man, because it's like, why ain't the Tigers in there? You know, the way we used to feel about basketball and shit. So
right.
It's like, damn, man, Pistons should – when we knew they had a good team, it should be there at least. God, wow. This guy hit a home run, man. It's ridiculous. Wow.
Just waiting on Jose. Triple E's not going to join us today. John was going to jump on the show today, Tori, but he said he got some kind of what do you call it? Not chickenpox, but no, not the what is it?
The measles?
Chickenpox, but the grown one. What's it called? Shingles. He got shingles on his ass. He said.
Oh,
damn.
That sounds painful.
Alrighty then.
Sounds like a personal problem. Hopefully he gets some cream for that.
He gets some what?
Some cream.
Better not use no Preparation H.
No.
Oh, hell no.
My sweatshirt's choking me.
Did he literally say?
He literally said he has shingles on his ass.
But he was like my boy Jim Ross says on my backside, so he don't offend nobody.
I say on my ass.
So how you doing today, Tori? You okay?
I'm great.
Are you?
I'm great. Yep.
That's
got a good night's rest. I didn't go out and drink.
Oh, don't rub it in.
I'm feeling good.
Don't rub it in. This guy, because he's over in town.
I know.
Somewhere nearby.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I'm here in Arizona being good.
Hey, look, I'm in the bed. Like, look, I was watching on Netflix. I was marathoning Moesha.
You and your marathon.
I swear to God, and I was watching. I was so relaxed and stuff, and then
he said I was.
I gotta show some love, you know. I gotta show some love for my cousin. So I was like, whatever, I'll bite. Because I only go out when he's around. So
that's a lie.
Right?
Oh my God! No, it's not. No, it ain't. I do not. I'm a homeboy to the fullest.
Yeah, I'm a homebody. More and more.
I haven't drunk Red Bull in like a week, and I had it break down right now.
Oh, boy.
Right.
Oh, boy. Drinking water.
Try to get lined up.
I might go out tonight, but it's only because it's Michelle's birthday.
Oh, wait a minute. Didn't you go to that?
I didn't, so I thought she stood me up. She ended up not feeling well and staying home.
Oh, really?
Because I was like, well, why isn't she calling me? And she just wasn't, I think it's her woman time. She just wasn't feeling good. So I'm like, oh, okay, well, at least I know my friend didn't stand me up. Even though I was going to cancel.
Tori, let me ask you a question. Yes. When you was younger, like, you probably didn't go out like how I did, but
oh yeah, I did.
Do you remember like always debating if you should go out or not, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna go out, and then you get dressed, and then either your ride don't come or something just, you know what I mean? Like the bottom falls out, and you're like, oh my God, I knew I should. Or you go out and have a horrible night. You're like, why did I even go out?
No, that's me now. That's me now. That's me now. When I was younger, I used to go out all the time. I'm the one that's driving. I'm coming. It doesn't matter. We're going out. We don't even know where we're going, but we're going.
That's hilarious, right?
Get ready. Right. We'll figure it out when we get in the car and
right.
Now,
that's hilarious.
I'm literally trying to think of ways to cancel hours before.
Yeah, and I used to do.
Damn well.
That's what I
have
mean.
to
Like
go.
I used to be like, or like, well, me, I didn't get my first car until I was like almost
38.
17 or something. So I wasn't spoiled. I was spoiled, but not.
No, I said 38.
I had to earn my shit.
I heard you.
I had to earn my shit.
You said 38.
So
no,
he would pick me up. He was my ride. He just didn't know he was my
him. I was talking to him yesterday.
And all that, everything.
Your
he just
valet.
Didn't know it.
I was telling him yesterday that I was thinking of canceling, and it was hours before.
Right.
Hours.
I was like, hours, like hours on hours.
But
you know what?
It was crazy. Back in the day, it was like it wasn't like it was just such a routine because we were DJing and promoting and all that. It was just like a routine, and he, Drake would call me, hey, what are you doing? You ready? Like we would call each other and be like, "Are you ready?" Didn't even know what we're ready for, but we would get up, go, and.
But we're ready. I'm already pre-gaming. I've already had 2 drinks.
It's just a simple ride down burner or whatever. Yeah. Pass out a million flyers, whatever. Record shopping.
Well, I was bottle service manager for like a really long time for a lot of clubs, and I bartended, and I worked in the whole industry, different realms. So, yeah. Off the water and strip clubs.
Man, that's all that.
Vegas.
Yeah, you about to start saying, man.
So now I'm like, I gotta go to the grocery store. Shit.
Gotta go to a grocery store.
Like I like being home. I love my home. I'm at that age where I'm just like,
right. You just want to be caught.
No, I'm at that age where you better fucking invite me. But I might not come.
Right.
Ever.
But I will be so offended if you didn't invite me. Like, how dare you?
Right.
But just know that I might not come. Or
especially Halloween parties, huh?
I might tell you I'm going to the bathroom and you might not see me again the rest of the night.
Oh, there you go with the date thing again. You
my
use that for a lot of,
was
that's
my
your
cousin
strategy
was
for a lot of
infamous.
things, I see.
It is. You can't really argue with the bathroom. Like, what's somebody going to say? No, you don't. You don't have to pee.
Right.
All right, so he looks like he's ready to go. Let me resend the link.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm tired.
I hear it.
I'm tired.
Yep. I know how to. I woke myself up early. I'm good.
Round 2.
I'm good. Let's go.
Okay.
The only way to wake yourself up is to have another.
Have another shot?
Facts.
Wait.
Hold on.
Let's have a shot for Michelle. It's her birthday.
Who is that again? Your friend?
My friend Michelle. Yeah, she lives
I'll do a
here.
double shot for her.
Drake's her. My son's birthday's tomorrow. Shout out to Michelle and my son.
Okay.
Oh, is he gonna be 25 tomorrow?
He is. Yes.
Oh,
your son?
Happy birthday!
Yeah, I'm so excited.
Wow.
I just sent it. Did you want me to send it to your email or did you get it on the text?
Yeah, because it ain't going through on my text on my iPad.
Okay, so let me send it to your email. So hold on, okay?
Yeah, that's a lot easier sometimes.
Okay. So hold on real quick. What is it? Detroit? Are you there? F-O-R.
313.
Oh, it's not 313. It's not forever. So it's Detroit 4 and then 313 at Gmail, right?
Yep.
Okay, let me see if you get it. Hold on.
I like your braids.
I went on the last link you sent me on my email, so I'm doing that right now.
Let me see.
And then the last time it wouldn't go through, remember?
Right. Hold on.
You're on mute, Tori. You're on mute. Oh, okay.
Oh, God. At gmail.com. Hold on real quick. DET. I did something wrong. DET4 FOR, right? FOR. Oh, come on. Next.
For some reason that
This should work, but DTFOR313 @gmail.com. Okay, so check your email right now. Tori, you're on mute.
Sorry.
There you go.
Hey.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hey.
No, oh, you're there? Hold on. Oh, there. No, I just admitted you.
There you go. There he goes.
There you go. Let me hang this up.
There we go.
Can you hear me, Jose? Jose, can you hear me?
He can't hear
Yep,
you.
I can hear you, brother.
Oh, okay.
Oh, there you go.
My bad.
Hey.
Yeah, I can hear you. Sorry for the late start, man.
No, it's okay. You couldn't get out of bed, huh?
I almost
It's
did.
all right.
I know I couldn't.
It was 9:53, bro, and I looked and I was like, I got about another hour, and I looked and I said, oh shit, no, I don't.
You know what's
Right,
funny? I seen the podcast you was on the other day, and I seen you had a coffee, and I was like, God, I should get me a coffee too. I was like, I bet you he's gonna show up with the coffee and shit.
Bro, I had to. It was like some guy 2 cars ahead of me, man. He ordered all kind of stuff. I was like, dude.
Hey, can you? I don't know if you can hear him the same way I can, but Jose, can you turn your volume up a little bit, just a little bit?
Yeah. Is that better?
Yeah.
Am I off mute? Can you guys hear me?
No, I can hear you.
Okay, good.
So Jose, that is Tori.
How you doing, Tori?
She's the woman of the show.
Good morning.
Nice to meet you.
You too.
And there's Alex. So let's start this real quick. Let me cue this up.
Hey,
okay, go ahead.
Like, I'm like, it's like really loud on my side, and you guys are really low to me.
Really?
I don't know why. Everything's hooked up the same. I have no idea why.
It's got to be
you never did this.
It's got to be the user.
I mean, I don't know why. Because should I hang up? You want to send me back in real quick?
You
Okay,
all sound great to me.
Try it again. Hang up and I'll send you another one.
All right.
We're gonna get it together here.
Yeah.
Just give us a minute. So is it cold in the D today?
Yeah. Oh, chilly.
Chilly.
Yeah. It's not that bad, though.
It's a brisk 98 here in Arizona.
I was just about to say, where's she at? You're in Arizona?
Yeah,
98?
I'm originally from the D, but yeah, I'm in Arizona now.
All right.
It's like always, we live in a vortex. It's always 100
You know
here.
what? It's kind of still the same, but that's okay.
You sure?
You sound really low. I don't know if it's my headphones are just wearing out or what.
It might be your headphones.
Yeah, it has to be because my volume's completely up, and everybody sounds loud to me. You all are.
Let me go with the headphones. Do it one more time. All
right. Hang up.
Is he drunk too?
Yeah, he's on drugs right now.
This is
great.
great.
I think we're all still a little drunk.
Yeah.
Wait a second. I'm the only sober one here? This is so reverse. I'm confused. What happened?
Little hanging out.
Yeah. Usually I'm the one that's drunk.
Oh.
And it's only 8 a.m. here.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I don't even go to sleep on those days. I'm so proud of myself.
All right. All right, that's enough. We're going to have to do it like this.
Okay, you ready?
Let's roll.
All right, good morning. Happy Saturday. Happy October 17th. How are you guys doing today?
Great.
Good.
Great.
Awesome.
Well, wait a minute. We just heard that everybody was still drunk. So are we great or are we still drunk?
A little bit in
I'm
between.
not drunk. I'm tired.
You're tired.
Yeah.
Well, you only can masturbate so many times at night. It is what it is. It is what it is.
But
So
the show
we
must
wanna-
go on.
But the morning's young.
Right. So we want to welcome Jose Rivera, Detroit Forever. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, brother. How you doing? What's up, Enrique?
I'm tired. I wouldn't say I'm drunk. I'm tired. I don't know. You know.
I hear that.
Yeah, just tired. So are you good, Tori? Oh, was that you?
I'm good. No.
Okay. So let's talk first, and then we can go into whatever the rest of the show is. So Jose Rivera had born in Puerto Rico.
New York.
New York. Okay, born in New York. Mom's from Puerto Rico. Originally moved to Detroit as a child. Grew up in Southwest Detroit. A product of Southwest Detroit. Served 2 stints, a 7 and a 10. Incarcerated. Got out in 2017.
Yep.
And started Detroit Forever in 2018. Is that correct?
Yes.
That is correct. Some ideas that were on the mind, I guess, when you were incarcerated. So tell me, what was the inspiration about coming up with the logo? I know we talked yesterday. You said you had a guy that, because you didn't think you were much of a drawer. So you had a guy that said, you told him, hey, can you draw this for me? And he kind of picked your brain and you guys came up with the logo. So tell me a little bit what was in the head to come up with, and I know you mentioned it on previous shows. You said the stars, this and that. Tell me a little bit about the concept. We know you could tell me about the meaning, but tell me what was the mind when you were thinking about this logo. And I know you said you were kind of frustrated because I don't know if anybody knew, but Jose he was promoting another T-shirt line. The previous before he got incarcerated, it was another friend of his, and it kind of got the ball rolling. Correct? It got the mind spinning. Some light bulbs went off, and said, "You know what? This might be my thing,
right?
But I have to come up with my own concept." So, tell me about your concept. What was your thought process on that?
I had to figure out what it was that I was kind of like good at, and I used to promote at clubs as well. You wouldn't tell by how often I go out, but but I used to promote at clubs. So, and obviously, you sell drugs, so you network. So I figured networking is something that I could do, I guess, fairly well. So, when I started with the clothing line with Edgar, he asked me to help him promote it, which was Porter Rock Gear. That kind of like sat with me the whole time. The whole time I was in there, I was like, it was just a good experience. I like the vibe of it. So I just told myself, networking, clothing, I kind of like it. Maybe it's something I can get into when I get out. So actually, man, it was like, it just seemed to just like come to my head on what I wanted to do with it. Like everything just came like almost like an epiphany, bro, like a discovery, you know what I'm saying? Like that's what was sitting in my head. It wasn't like I just I just looked at it. It was sitting in my head, and this is what me and Eli sat down. This is what I told him. He said, what are you thinking? And then I explained to him, I want a circle with stars. I don't want this over here. I explained it to him exactly the way it looks.
In detail.
In detail. And actually, Edgar designed the logo that's behind ALCS. When I came home, I told him that I wanted a specific logo that would represent the brand.
You're talking about Edgar Torres designed that logo.
That the black and the gold, that one right there.
Okay.
That was his. He designed that for me when I came home. I said, "Hey, I want something shiny. I want something black and gold. I want something nice. I want something to stand out." But that's my company logo. I don't design anything with it. I just use it for that specific reason. So,
okay. So tell me about, and I know you've discussed about it, but these guys might have not heard. So tell me what the stars mean. Tell me a little bit about that.
Like I said, the circle represents the community that we're from. Southwest. For me, it's just a community I grew up in. I love it. So I can, like our circle. The stars that I use are actually nautical stars. They're not just plain stars. Well, those are diamonds. So that one's different. The one I don't have it on this one, but it's on this one. But the nautical stars that are on the regular logo, those represent kind of like for water, navigation through water. That's the meaning of a nautical star. And for me, it's 5 points, 5 Great Lakes. So that's also part of my design. And then that wreath on the bottom stands for victorious and triumphant. So I use that at the bottom to just kind of like representation of things that I've overcome and gotten over, and a whole new mindset.
So
that's awesome.
when you say water, is it because I guess I'm gonna reference Bruce Lee. Be water, my friend. Is it because water is so pure? What tell me a little bit. Why water? Because we represent the 5 Great Lakes. We have the 5 greatest lakes in the country, and everyone just doesn't, when you hear Detroit, everyone thinks ghetto, hood, not that, but, there's more to Michigan other than that. We got, like I said, so to me, it was like a subliminal way to just represent and show those 5 Great Lakes. So I just used the nautical star because I just, kind of put it together as an artist type, creative type mentality. You know what I'm saying? So. Okay. So as a child, growing up, and I know you talked about it on previous shows. We talked about it yesterday.
Yeah.
As a child, you're growing up. Your mom is dating somebody, owns V West, because V West used to be a gas station.
Wow.
You guys.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
You guys are living this American dream, right? Your mom's dating somebody from Puerto Rico, and everything's grooving, right? As a child, you're like, hey, this is cool. I have siblings. We have a good life.
Yep.
Something dramatic happens. Your mom's boyfriend says, you know what? I don't like this place anymore. I want to go back to Puerto Rico. And life stops for you guys.
Yeah,
it just changed radically. I mean, you're talking about a 360 because now your mom's a single mom, right?
Yeah.
You're struggling, probably working all kinds of jobs to pay the bills.
Yep, working at a cleaners.
Right.
Yeah.
And she puts you guys first. As a Latina mom, I understand that. You guys are first. So she's going to want, I want my kids to have the best. Yeah. So other things suffer. Possibly like bills, rent.
Yeah.
So you come home as a child, and this has got to be a huge dramatic change for you because now you had everything, and now you come home, the lights are off.
Yeah.
And you're telling mommy, ¿qué pasó? What happened? Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, what happened? Yeah. Oh, mijo, this or that, or you know what I mean? Like, you wanted those new Jordans, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? You wanted them clothes. I want to make sure you look good. I want you guys to have the best, and you know what I mean? I'm not able to make ends meet. You have an older brother.
Yep.
6 years older than you.
Yep.
And you pull him to the side, because I know we had a discussion. You pull him to the side and says, "You're the man in the house. What's up?"
Yeah. What
is his response?
Well, at that time, before anything, that's when we started throwing house parties. Remember, everyone thought they were DJ Dan, or someone thought they were DJ Dan.
Yeah, DJ thought they were DJ Band. So how old are you at this age?
Man, we're probably 85. I'm 13. At
Okay.
this time, I'm already selling weed, though. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I wasn't thinking about paying bills. When we lived on Central, we used to throw parties on Central. I remember the address, 5462 Central.
Damn.
I'm on the flyer.
Hey.
We'd see him on. We see, and that house ain't even there anymore.
Right.
We had Sam Soto in California now, who we'll talk about later what the show, because he's also still in. He's much part of my life right now as he was in '85. We'd have him draw up flyers, and we started selling beer, kegs of beer. You get all the beer you can drink, and $5 to get in, and we'd have these basement parties.
Quick.
Yeah, real quick. Everyone was coming. You know, everyone would come, and that was his resolution for it. You know, but you know, house parties only last so long, and people get tired of coming, or you get fights, and then you know, your mom kind of says, "Hey, you know, that's enough with the house parties. You guys are tearing up the house." You know.
Right.
So you're having these house parties. Who's your DJ at that point?
At the time we used to have Babel TNT
right.
with
Wow.
We've had the Latin
Boogie
Rascals
Boy.
back in the day. Yep. We've had Top Secret, which was Edgar,
Right.
Robert, and myself, like a little crew. Edgar and Robert were the DJs mostly. I was more like the hype man. Yeah, we've had all Scorpio. We've had Master Mix, which was Joshua. We've had many DJs. It was just always, sometimes we'd have 2 or 3 DJs, you know, like they do now, the guest DJs. We used to do that back in '85 at the house parties. So, I mean, you know, that was a way to make ends meet, you know.
Or just guys would show up, DJs would show up probably, and you're like, hey, you know, I mean, that's natural.
All, you know, everyone would come in and just say, hey, man, let me just DJ, or, you know, everyone hear about it, they see you, or, you know, my brother used to reach out to all them guys and, you know, stuff like that. You know, at that time I was younger. I was just, you know, a kid who wanted to just probably make a few $100s at that time, you know. It wasn't until we moved on Gilbert that we kind of had that difference of opinion on how the house parties wasn't working like they used to. So that's when I kind of stepped to my brother, like, you know, what we gonna do here? You know what I'm saying? What's popping? You know, what's gonna happen? You know,
right?
You know, I don't know if he was working at the time. I can't remember, but and not to discredit my brother because he's a great dude, but you know, in my opinion, I looked at it like, okay, something's got to be done, like rapidly. So that's when I just said, okay, well, I'll start doing this and helping my mom so we can pay these bills. You know,
you're doing house parties at 13, selling weed. Yeah. It's making money. It's putting change in your pocket, right? It's getting you to cool outfits again, right?
Yeah. You know, use damage. You know.
Yeah. Right. It's putting gas in your elite scooter, right? Yeah. and you guys moved. You guys started doing parties at Daniels and Gilbert and all these parties.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what? It's still not making what we needed to make.
Yeah, it's definitely not.
So you get approached by a guy and says, look, you need to sound paquetes. You need to sound 8 balls.
Yeah.
And you need to break it up.
Yep. I need to, you know, I can hook you up doing this. You're selling little joints, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, all right, whatever, you know, I'll try it out. So then we go to house parties. You start selling paquetes. You know, everyone kind of knows what those are. You know, you sell them here and there. You know, you get an 8-ball, you make 16 packs, and make, you know, $4 or $5 off that. You get 2 8-balls, you make $800.
So how old are you then?
At that time, probably 15.
Okay.
Yeah,
so 15. Now you're not making a couple $100. Now you're making more money.
Yeah, you make
thousands.
You know,
we're gonna get to that. So you now you say, mommy, here's the dinero. Yeah. Make sure you pay the light bill. Make sure that shit stays on, right?
Yeah.
Here's some food for groceries, whatever, right?
Yep.
And then you get in deeper because then you say, you know what? I want more money. I want the car. I want the jewelry. I want all those things. I want the bitches, right? I want the girls. I want the hoes. I want everything, right?
Yeah.
You see this, right?
It's all part. Yeah, it's all part of it, you know.
Right. Because life imitates reality, right? Yeah. You know what I mean? So you're like, hey, I want this. So you're selling paquetes, and then you meet somebody and says, look, you're doing it all wrong. Let's do it this way.
Right.
So he tells you, you need to do this. So
Right.
go into that story.
So then, actually it was my old brother-in-law. You know, he was like, "Hey man, this is what you need to do. You kind of need to, instead of doing the way you're doing, you're gonna put yourself in harm's way. You know, you need to fall back, do it this way, give it to people, give them a few dollars. It's kind of like the bag. You know, you give them a
pretty
a
much.
bag.
Not to cut you off, Jose, but
No,
like
go
pretty much no more nickel and diming.
Yeah, well, you know, just don't put yourself in harm's way at that time. You know?
Right. At the same time, right.
Yeah, at the same time, don't put yourself in harm's way. Try to see if you can, you know, sit back. He said, you're going to end up getting locked up. You know, he was like, because it's just part of the game. You know, he said, you're putting yourself out there, you're selling paquetes, you know, so don't put yourself in harm's way. You know? So, you know, you get other people to do it for you. You pay them a few dollars. You know, everyone's happy that way. You know, that way another person gets as well as making money. You know, you look at it like you're looking out for them, and you know, you don't realize back then you're putting another individual in harm's way. You know, so
and it was like, who can you trust? I mean, you know, at the same time.
Yeah, for sure.
So now you're making $800, $1,000 a day. Right?
On the weekends, not every
on the
day.
Oh, I'm just saying. Okay, just roughly.
Only on the
So now,
Okay.
During the week, I'm working at Shoe Fair. During the week,
right.
Low key.
So you got your government job, right?
Yeah.
And you got your dope gang on the weekends.
Yeah. Plus, you get a discount on the Jordans.
Yeah. Right.
Come on.
Yeah.
Right. So Tori, Shoe Fair used to be on 4th Street in Southwest Detroit. I don't know if you ever seen it or remember that, but that's where everybody went to get their shoes.
Yeah.
So you're making some money now. You got money. You got some stacks. Now you. And how old are you at this point?
In between 15, 17. You know, at that time, you know, I met someone else. I met another guy.
Right. We'll go into that.
Yeah, and then you know, so it's kind of a transition thing at that time from the age.
Right.
You know, when we was on mopeds, we was on elites and shit like that. We just kind of the bomb. You know, we had radios.
Hell
you know, so we spending our money that we make, we're putting it all into these mopeds. You know, and you know everyone.
And I remember being like 8, 9, 10 years old and seeing the elites passing me by. You know, I grew up on on pretty much where in Southwest Detroit.
Yep.
Clark Street. Between Scott and Clark, and
we'd always be over there.
They were whipping everywhere, and I know you was around everywhere. Probably, saying I used to see those like, damn, I want one of those. I want a white one or a red one.
I want to be a dope boy.
Now I know what was going on them.
We had it was pretty straight.
So you're making some money. You're getting some street cred. You get approached by another individual, not your brother-in-law, but you get approached by another individual and say, "Look, I need a solid connect. I need somebody that's going to push a little bit of weight, and here's the deal." So now you're moving up. You're 18.
I was about 16, 17 when I met them, 16, 17.
Right.
And then they were a bigger connect. You know, he actually had a brain aneurysm and passed away when I found out I came home. Yeah. A real good friend of mine. He always respectful, and I was referred to him to holler at him. You know, we kind of was, linked up like always, like all things like that. And then we linked up, things went well. And
now you're pushing weight.
Yeah, now you're pushing a little bit more weight, and then now you make a little bit more money. Now you're spending a little bit more money. Now you, doing what you think. You buy a car instead of the elite.
So you're 18. You have your first child, correct?
Yeah, my daughter. She was. I was 18, and that was a struggle in itself, man, because the game back then was up and down all the time. So, it was like, my daughter's mom didn't want me to get locked up, so she'd always be like, you should just go get a job. So there was a time when I just stopped and went to work at a restaurant called the Toll Gate in Fairlane. It was way, and it was hard to make ends meet that way, so it's just like I went back to what I thought I knew. And then it wasn't always good. It was many ups and downs. It was more I would say there's just as many downs as there were ups, you know.
Right.
So, you know, at that time, like I said, my daughter was born in 1990. Yeah, she's 30 now. But it was just a struggle, man. You know, it's just.
How's your relationship with your 30-year-old?
With my daughter? Oh, man, she's probably like the coolest chick I know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right. So is she? Would you say she's your best friend?
Yeah, man. You know, it's like she's always supportive of me. You know, like when people.
So no matter, she doesn't judge Pops. She doesn't judge you. She said, "Look, Pop, you did what you had to do.
No.
Now you've turned your life around."
She's definitely my biggest cheerleader. You know what I'm saying? Like everything I do, she's always like, "I'm so proud of you. I don't care what anyone says. I don't care what's happened in your life." You know, she's always just like, she's always team Poppy. You know what I'm saying? She's no matter what. You know what I'm saying? You could, I know I got my faults. We all do. You know, and you know, I wasn't there all the time for sure because I was incarcerated. You know, 17 years of her life as well. So it's like, regardless to what I do, whether it be negative or positive, man, she always got my back. Always.
So you're 18.
Great.
You get, if I remember, you get popped.
Yeah, I get busted up right here on Martin, right here by Waldo.
You got 8 ounces on you.
9, yeah, we got
9 ounces. 9
Yeah.
ounces.
Yep, and then
You got 9 ounces on you.
Yep.
And it's a first time offender.
Yep.
Is there any plea bargaining or anything like that, or did you just straight 7 years?
No, it was a mandatory sentencing back then. They were trying to give you at that time.
Right.
They were trying to give you harsh sentencing, man. Like anything you get caught with. That was when there was war on drugs.
Right.
It was a big crime wave with all the Cubans coming from Florida and stuff like that. So they were really, really harsh on drugs back then, man. Like the sentence. And I'm a first-time offender. I don't have any priors, nothing. You know.
Wow.
And the mandatory minimum for that offense was 20 years. So
how did you get 7?
They have what they call substantial and compelling reasons. The judge has to find substantial and compelling reasons to go underneath those guidelines. And my age, my possibility of getting out soon and, starting a new life and first-time offender, those are all variables that they can use. But I also had a rappy who he got 6 as well. So it was a combination of the two. So he gave me 7 because he said he felt I had more to be involved with it. And then he gave my rappy 6 years, and he didn't have anything to do with it. He just kind of made a statement that kind of, involved
tied it together. Right.
Yeah.
So you're 18. How real is it for you? Because you're 18, right? If I was 18 and those bars close, and you think your life is over at that point. Yeah. Because, okay, if I get out, are they ever going to give me a real job because I'm an ex-con?
Right.
And I didn't commit murder, rape, but Michigan, drugs is worse than a murder at this point.
Yeah. You
So
can't even get good time.
when those cells doors closed for you the first time, did you break down? Emotionally in the head? I mean, because I would probably be crying like a bitch right now. I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? Like, my life is over. What did I do?
Yeah. It was an experience, man, because anytime you go into something that you don't know, you hear all these rumors about prison and all the jokes and stuff like that. Well,
you hear about the worst thing. Oh, you got to make sure the first night, the first day, you got to hit the biggest motherfucker, because if not, somebody's going to take your manhood.
That's the biggest lie in the world. You do that, you probably end up getting stabbed. That's not even,
don't do that.
No, don't do that.
Too many movies.
Don't do that.
No. If you're on your way to prison, don't do that. That's dumb.
Right.
No, man, it was an experience because, like I said, it's Michigan at the time had age-appropriate group of prisons, so you either were sent to a youth, prison from the age of 18 to 26, or you were sent to a prison that was 27 and older, so that you wouldn't be kind of taken advantage of as far as.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's actually really good. I wish they still did that.
Yeah, it's called. It was HMTU, which was Michigan Training Unit. They used to call that Gladiator School back.
So
in the
you
day.
went to a youth home for that amount of time.
No, it's a youth prison. Like you had to be.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it was still a prison. It was just
Right.
You had to be a certain age to be there. You couldn't be. They didn't want to send you to facilities where you're 18 and you got this dude who's been incarcerated 30 years manipulating you.
Right.
So they were trying to do what they could to separate and keep and to better everybody. I would think, you know.
Yeah, but
in some type of way. Right.
Yeah,
Or are you?
But you know what I mean, like,
yeah.
you know,
They just wanted to they kind of want to make their job easier. They don't want you to kind of get stabbed.
or that,
Right.
You know, it's easier for them to do it that way and handle. Although that prison was wild as hell because you got a bunch of young dudes,
I bet.
versus the 20-something-year-olds and older who are just chilling and trying to just do their time.
Right.
So it was different. Like I said, it was an experience for sure when you first get there. You think there's bars for these facilities, but there's not. There's doors.
Well, you know what I mean. Yeah.
But it's still a loud door because it's a loud hallway. It's a long hallway, and it just shuts. Boom. You know, and now you're just looking like, this is where I'm going to be living for the next 7 years.
7 years.
Yeah.
So you're 18. You're locked up. You have a small daughter.
Yeah.
And
she was 13
you said
months when I got locked up. 13
okay,
months.
13 months, still a baby.
Yeah.
Doesn't know. Mom brings her to see you as much as possible.
Yeah,
she wants to keep you that connection. She wants to keep that connection, right?
She did.
Emotionally, how hard was that first 7 days, week, month? How hard was that for you emotionally? Because I mean, now in 2020. We take this or that to help us with anxiety. But, 20 years ago, 25 years ago, whatever the case may be, we didn't know what the fuck some of this stuff was, right? So, as those doors close, those cell doors close, whatever, the first 30 days has got to be pretty difficult for an 18-year-old.
Yeah, you're sitting in a cell for 23 hours because you have to go through quarantine first. Quarantine separates you. They tell you where you're going to go. They start getting your programming together and things like that. So back then, you were in a cell by yourself, no matter what. You were just you by yourself, 23-hour lockdown, 30 days, 40 days, 50 days, until they find your spot where you're going to go to.
So did you have your Wilson? Did you have that brick? Did you have something that you talk to every day? No. You know what I mean? Behind closed doors and be like, damn, what did I do? Like,
a lot of sleep. It's a lot of sleeping, a lot of letter writing.
Right.
Staying busy.
You're young. Yeah, you stay busy. You don't do nothing. Push-ups. You read the Bible over and over again. It's always just sleeping, sitting there doing nothing all day long because that's how it was in quarantine back then. It's still like that, but it was just, like I said, it was just you write a lot of letters. You hope you get mail. They let you out for a few minutes to use the phone, shower. That's about an hour a day. But, when you go to child, you get out your cell for about another half hour, So then there's 3 breaks in the day. So everyone got up to go to breakfast because they want to get out their room. They want to go to lunch because they want to get out their room. Everyone went to dinner because they want to get out their room. So it was just, you just read the Bible mostly because that's all you got in your room at that time. You had a Bible, a desk, a seat, a bed, and a toilet. And not even a toilet in Riverside. They had a urinal you pee in.
Right.
Like a little bottle, like a hospital thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what they get back then.
So 7 years go by. You're 25.
Yep.
You get out. Okay, I've been incarcerated for 7 years. I don't know if there was that much of a change from 90 to 97. It could have been, but we still there's internet, very little because I remember having it.
Yeah.
Dial up, AOL, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So the world has not changed dramatically at this point.
Right.
You get back with baby mama, right?
Yeah, we got back together, yep.
Back together. You go get a job or do you right away go back to slanging?
No, when I was incarcerated, I met my cousin was there. We met up, and his dad worked at a prototype shop for Ford called DST. Okay. So all throughout my incarceration, I just kept saying I'm gonna get a job when I get a job. So his dad was like, look, he was like, when you get out, I'm gonna set up an interview for you. He said you can come out your first week whenever you want. You come in. He goes, the job is there. It's just yours to win it. So once you get there, just be yourself and just, you know, you get the interview. The guy likes you. His name was Frank Mantua. He was like, you know, he said, hey, you got your interview. At this time I went. I was hired. I was working there 3 years.
Damn, that had to feel great, man.
Yeah,
sure.
Yeah.
It's a start, you know.
Yeah, definitely. So I worked there for 3 years at the time, though. But so I had a job as soon as I came home. So I was kind of set up. And then my cousin, Pete, he kind of like, he also guided me, like, you need to get your credit together. You need to do this. You need to do that. And I was like, all right, bet. So I had bought a little Nissan off of Edgar, actually, my boy Edgar. You know, as you can see, we have a lot of history together. His brother has a son with my sister. So we're family. So he had a little truck he sold me, you know, so I can get back and forth to work. He let me make him payments, so I paid them all. Then I bought another car, and then Pete finally said, it's time to get your credit together and stuff like that. So I'm going to co-sign for you to get a brand new car so you can go ahead and get yourself together fully, you know. So all these individuals played a big role in me still being sort of successful when I got out.
So it's 1997, correct?
98 when I got out.
98. Okay, so 98, you get out, you get back with baby mama, you got a job.
We split after 6 months, though. After 6 months,
we split. Okay,
yeah.
So you got yourself back into society. When do you say at that point, like, well, this is great, I'm making a weekly or bi-weekly check?
Yeah.
But I'm used to this. I want this. When does that light bulb happen for you? So you're 98.
98. Man, I was on back then. I had to do parole like 2 years, so I had to do parole from 98 to 2000.
So were you from those 98 to 2000? You did nothing
for a year and a half of that.
A year and a year and a half of it.
Yeah, I was like, man, I'm not trying to go back, you know, and you know, I had a homeboy that was like, look, bro, if you know you ever ready, you know, what I'm saying I got you, you know, things that everyone you know does. I got you, you know, and it was like, all right, whatever, bro. But I didn't want to take the chance, you know. I didn't want to get locked up. I was with my daughter a lot back then, you know. I pick her up, you know. We spend almost every day together. Even after me and her mother split up, you know, we still had a bond where I pick her up, we go places, I take her here, you know. But then as I accumulated more bills, you know, my own house, you know, my own. At that time, I bought a motorcycle as well. You know, I was doing all that, you know, without having to really sell a lot of dope. You know what I'm saying? But my job wasn't paying for all that as well. You know, so I started living beyond my means.
Right, especially back in 98.
Yeah. So to be honest, I started living beyond my means, and then child support kicked in and things of that nature. You know what I'm saying? I got put on child support, and I got tired of it, man. I was just like, man, I need to do something else, you know.
Right.
Pressure.
At that time, you know, yeah. So then that's when I started back to doing it.
So you go back to the game.
Yeah.
And you're out, and I think we talked about it. It was 9 years before you got popped again.
Yeah.
So life is good.
Decent, yeah.
Decent. You meet another girl that you have a child with.
Yeah.
And your first, you know, your boy.
Yeah.
And I know we talked about it. So you accidentally get you know, you have a little bit of a fight. So you get another girl, you get your ex-baby mama pregnant. So you got two women pregnant at the same time.
Yeah.
This is like the biggest nightmare when I'm 16, right? To have two to five girls pregnant at the same time, right?
Right.
So you got two girls pregnant at the same time.
Yeah.
How much pressure is that for you as a man?
A lot. It's probably the most pressure you'll ever feel as a man, you know, because now you're stuck, you know, so.
Do you flip a coin?
No.
Do you flip a coin and say, who do I go with?
Nah. It was I was with my it was a mistake I made. You know, I made that mistake. It was my choice. It was just, you know, I was out drinking. You know, we kind of contacted each other and things happened. It wasn't really a choice. You know, I was with my son's mom, you know, my first son. I was with her. I just made a mistake. It was a matter of letting her know what was going on, what happened, and if she was going to be accepting of it, or was I was just going to have to be on my own and be by myself, you know, with neither one. You know, I didn't really want to be with the other one. It was just like a happenstance thing. You know, people say it's a mistake. People say, oh, it's not a mistake, but it was an error. I mean, I committed an error, but it's not to say that I don't love my son. I love both my sons.
Right,
you know? Right. To me, it wasn't a mistake. I love my son. I couldn't see myself, you know, my life any different without either one of them. You know, they're both different. You know, they're both different parts of me. So,
everything happens for a reason. It's like,
yeah, man. You know what I'm saying? Sure, he's here. You know, and I got 2 kids with her, and I got 1 son with, you know, my other, you know. So, you know, like things happen. You know, as you're younger, you make these stupid mistakes, and you just got to deal with them. It's just on how you handle them, I guess. You know. So
now you got now you have 3 children.
Yes.
And does the pressure, does it stack on and say, look, I gotta really get and push this game. I gotta take it to the next level.
Well, they were both young when I was arrested.
I have a question.
Sure.
Yeah.
Did you stay with the second? Well, I know you had a second child with the original baby mama, but did you stay with the other one? Did she stick around? What did she do?
Yeah.
The second one.
Yeah, she stayed with me. She was hurt. She was hurt. She was bothered, obviously, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, she stuck around, and you know, I heard about it all the time. I heard it.
I'm sure you did.
Yeah, you eating breakfast, and you say she looking over and just giving you that stank face and say, "You motherfucker, you." Right?
Yeah.
Right. The kid's 4, the kid's 5, and she's still talking about it.
Yeah, she was pissed off about it, you know, and rightfully so. I mean, I can't get mad at her for being mad about it.
Right.
You know, you look at it and you actually feel bad. You know, you look at her and you're like, damn, you know, I kind of, you know, regardless to what we got going on, you still as a man, you know, as a, you know, person, as a, you know, you care about someone, you're like, damn, I kind of fucked up, you know what I'm saying?
And that kind of had to be like a little bit of motivation, because like, not to turn it on me or nothing, but like, I had my first daughter, I was 19, and you know, I had and she's gonna be 20 years old, and like, you know, so I got 2 daughters with 2 different women. The second one I married and all that, but and me and my oldest daughter, we're not talking right now. And it's killing me. It's eating me alive. And
that's so hard.
It's got something to do with like, you know, I try to help her and do all I can. She's like me, stubborn and all that stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, you got to like, you know, cherish like all that time, like you said, man. So obviously that's what you was trying to do, and you're still doing. And you know,
I mean, it's hard because, you know, you know, she mad. She don't want you to, you know, just, it was a conflict, but, my son was born in 2002, the other one in 2003, I believe. And then, I got incarcerated like 4 years right after that. So I really wasn't in their life. Yeah. So now you're gone 10 years out of their life. Now you come home, they're teenagers.
Right.
They kind of got their own mindset. So it's harder to get back into their life, you know, than when my daughter, when I came home was, I believe 8, going on 9 or something like that, or 9 years old. So I still had time to groom her, you know, and be there. And she seen me as she seen me grow, you know, as to where you got boys who probably might resent you because you're gone. You know, where's my dad? You know, he left, and, you know, things of that nature. And it makes it harder to build that relationship when your kids are 14, 15.
Right.
You know, because now they have their own mindset. They're like, you know, I think for myself now. So it's rough.
And maybe that's what happened, like, with, you know, with my daughter, like, because I was in and out of her life. Her mother moved like 2 or 3 times, didn't tell me. I found her on like Facebook. My wife at the time, you know, found her on Facebook. She messaged my wife, and I got to see my daughter again for like, and then once I did that, once I started seeing her again, she was with me every weekend, the whole summer, all that, you know. I was just like, you know, trying to, and I get along with both of them. There's never been no arguments like that, you know, so thank God. So hopefully, I still reach out to my daughter and try to connect with her.
to come back into somebody's life. And
it is.
And she,
it is.
like I said, 20 years old.
I had my son at 15. I know, it's hard.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yep. And her mother had her first kid at a young age too, and she already had kids. She had 3 kids, and then my daughter was her 4th. And I got all the criticism. Oh, what are you doing, man? What do you know what I'm saying? And this is a 99, and I'm like, what do you mean? I made a mistake. I'm sorry. What do you want me to do? But be a man and live up and take care of my daughter.
Right.
Pay the child support. Go see her still, and which I did. And like I said, down the road, my wife helped me out with her, like you wouldn't believe, and that's the way families should be. That's the way everybody should be. You know what I'm saying? So,
So I have a question. So when you were away and you came back and they were 14 and 15, were the boys friends at that time? Did the mothers keep them friends or siblings, or was everybody kind of separate when you came back and you had to piece it all together?
They they tried to piece it together. They're kind of, one lives a little further than the other.
Oh, okay.
They knew each other. They actually spent time with each other before I came home. So they kind of knew of each other. They hung out a few times. They talked.
Yeah.
That was something that they worked out on their own before I even came home. So they did that on their own. And then when I came home,
How old were you when you came home?
34, 35.
Okay.
No, I was 40. I was 44 when I came home, 45. I'm 48 now. I've been home 3 years. So I was about 44, 45. I'm 30-something when I went in. So, 44. Going
So
on
how
40.
was that 10 years compared to the first?
The first 7?
Yeah. You're in a different place now, right?
Yeah, it was mentally it wasn't as challenging as it was the first time. You kind of know what you're going into. You kind of know what's going on. You kind of know what the yard is like. You just fill out all these things.
Right.
You know your social groups. You should know how to handle yourself after doing 7 years. So you go in there.
Right.
Yeah, and then you go in there and it's just a different mindset. Then it clicked. I was like, I gotta change all that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back. So I got 2003. You have 2 boys and you have your daughter.
Yep.
You get back in the street. You're slanging. You're out. You're making a little change, right? You got a nice ride, doing all the good stuff. And then you get popped again.
Yep. In 2007 when I got busted.
You get popped again.
Yeah.
So now you're facing a mandatory life automatically. The white boy Rick thing, everybody knows.
Yeah.
The drugs, you're done, right?
Yeah.
Your life is over.
Yeah.
This time it's over.
Yeah.
You have to make a plea bargain
to
get less time.
Yep.
So they give you 10 years.
Yep.
You get locked up, right? It's 2007, right? You get locked up. You go in. The first couple years, because you know the deal, know the yard, this, some people, I know, oh yeah, you from a hood, whatever.
Right. Yeah.
So you know these people. What makes you think, or what happens to you mindset? Because I would think that you would become
institutionalized.
Yeah. So I like this. 3 hots in a cot. I don't have to pay bills. I don't have no worries. So should I just go stab this guy so I can get more time? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm comfortable in this.
Yeah. He wasn't thrown in the towel just yet.
Yeah. But what I'm saysaying is, so what did you ever have those thoughts and saying, I might as well just fucking stay this in here forever? I don't. Because there's guys in there that just say, let me just go stab this guy so I can get another 20 years, right? Yeah. There's guys like that, right?
Yeah, but that never crossed my mind at all. Like what I said was when I first got there, this is it. You know what I'm saying? I don't care. I'm not gonna glorify that lifestyle. I don't even want nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't want nothing to do with anything of selling any kind of illegal substance, contraband, controlled substance. I don't want to see the numbers.
You're done. You're done. You said, I want to do my time and get the fuck out. And I want to get my life back on.
Yeah, I just want to get the hell out. My sister was like, Jose, you're going to be 40-something when you get out. She's like, you're going to still be a little young. You know what I'm saying? You could still get out, live your life. So she was like, just go in there, do your time, and get out. You know what I'm saying? And she said, just change it up. So, you know, when you're in there, like I told you yesterday, Enrique, you get sent to a level 4. I was there 3 years. You're sitting there just thinking all the time, you know. And, you know, it wasn't until when I got sent to level 1 and I ran into Johnny, that
a friend of ours.
Yep, a friend of ours, that I was like, you know what? He kept asking me to go into this program, and I just kept denying it, man. I was like,
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, like,
and that, you know what I gotta say? I gotta tell you right now, I love him. So you know what that is? That's that Puerto Rican. Come on, come to church. 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 Trust me, I've been to a lot of Pentecostal churches as a kid. Because, you know, hey, bro, we're gonna go to church because we're gonna meet these girls. Come on. Yeah, we're gonna meet these girls, right? I'm like, come on, man. I don't want to go to church. No, come to church. Come to church. So that's in his DNA. So he's gonna still he gonna get you. Come on, do this program. Check this out. Check this out. Right. So Johnny finally gets to you.
Yep, he finally gets to. We was at JCS. Actually, I didn't even recognize Johnny when he first came up to me. Like, it was crazy because everyone's like, "Oh, bro, you know Chino? He's from the hood." Blah blah blah. I'm like, "Nah, I don't know no Chino."
So do you know Sel?
No,
right?
We lost
you. You know his brother Sel? Do you remember his brother Sel or no?
No. Sal, Salvador.
So you remember Sal?
I hung out with Salvador. I hung out with Salvador over Johnny. I met Johnny because of Sal. Me and Sal used to go to school together. Munger, you know, all that. So I didn't recognize Johnny because I haven't seen him in a long time. I haven't seen Johnny in a long time.
And he had hair.
Yeah, and he had hair. Exactly.
Yeah, right.
So here comes this guy. They're like, oh, here comes Chino now, blah, blah, blah. And I look at him and I'm like, man, I don't know if that dude is. And they're like, he comes up to me and he looks and they're like, hey, bro, this is Jose from the hood. He looked at me. He's like, Jose Rivera? And I was like, yeah. And he came to give me a hug and I kind of like put my elbow out like, like, what are you doing? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And he was like, you don't remember me, bro? You know, and I was like, then I heard his voice and he was like,
and he talks fast, and he's talking fast, right?
Yeah.
He talks fast.
Yeah. He's like, you don't remember me, bro? And I was like, nah, man, I don't remember you. He was like, Johnny? And I was like,
damn, it clicked. You were like, oh my God.
And I was like, damn, bro, my bad. You know, then I had to get clicked on me, you know? And then, you know, we started talking all the time. And then he kept telling me, I'd see him dressed up in blues, man. And he would, you know, dress up. He got his blues crease. He's got, you know, like almost like, you know, he was like, Enrique's like he was going to church, but he was going to a
church.
program.
Yeah.
You had to wear your blues when you went in this certain building. You couldn't wear anything other than just blues. So he had blues on, and I'm like, where you going? He's like, I'm going to do this program, bro. You should go with me. And I'm like, I'm straight on there, bro. Yeah. I'm good. And then he kept, every time I see him on the yard, I'd be like, where you going? He'd be like, I'm about to go to, you know, my class. I got to go to this class. You want to go? And I'm like, nah, I don't want to go, bro. I'm straight. I'm telling you, bro, you should go. You know, it's good, you know. And he just kept popping at me about it. You know,
Right.
Like it was almost meant to be. And finally, one day, man, I was just like, man, I was like, damn, bro. I said, all right, man, sign me up.
Let me just go.
Right, you know, out of love.
Ain't no girls there, but I'm going to go.
Yeah, out of love, I was like, all right, bro, I'm going to go. I'll go with you. He's like, bet, bro, I'm going to sign you up. You're going to have the passes. You're going to be set. All you going to do is just go over there. So I go over there and I start reading the curriculum, the syllabus, all the, you know, material. And it kind of just clicked, man. I was just like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? It's on point, you know. So it's kind of like let you realize how the errors in your thinking and how you look at things and how you made so many different mistakes. How you thought you were just
relating to it like crazy.
Yeah, it said, you know, criminal behavior, errors in criminal thinking, you know, things of that. And you're like, damn, I do this. That checks off. But you have to be self-aware as well. You got to be willing to accept that information because not everybody wants to hold themselves accountable. And you know, people, you could tell someone until you're blue in the face, you wrong. You know, they're gonna be like, no, the sky is not blue. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to tell you. You know, and you're like, what do you mean? And they're going to break it down to you. Well, it's actually not blue because of the oxygen and, the, you know, all that stuff. It's still blue, though. You know what I'm saying? So,
so Johnny,
that timing was meant to be for you.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because he was rolled out soon after. Not too long after they rolled him out. So it was kind of like, man, we bonded.
So let me ask you a quick question, Jose.
Yeah.
So do you think that was like one of the biggest turning points in your life? No matter what it was that made you say, you know what, I'm gonna go and check it out. Maybe it will help me. Whatever clicked in your head that made you go. That was
the biggest. And out of that whole 10-year bit, man, that was the biggest. Because if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't have had the strength to actually sit down and think critically on what it is I'm going to do when I get home, or what I want to do when I get home. Because we all want to be entrepreneur. While you're incarcerated, everybody wants to be an entrepreneur.
Right. Everybody can't be an entrepreneur.
Everybody wants to be a rapper. Everyone wants to be, you know, a dope boy when they get back out. Everyone wants to be something, you know, something where they're not working for someone else because they're tired of doing that or things of that nature. But there's always someone who wants to.
Lost you.
There you go. It's hard copy. Keep calling me shit. And my phone is attached.
Right.
Caesar, if you're watching this, stop calling.
Go make some breakfast.
That's exactly what it is. He wants breakfast. And
he wants breakfast.
You. And you know, but it was the biggest turning point because you really, as a person, as a human, no one wants to say, "Oh, I'm wrong." You know what I'm saying? I made a mistake. You know, and then even then, when you tell people like, "Oh, I apologize," you know what I'm saying? I made a mistake, and you know, they're looking at like, "Oh, you up to something?" You know, like, no, I'm just trying to, you know, explain to you.
Right.
You know, back then, I want to apologize to you for the things that I've done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm being honest with you. You know, and they still don't believe you. You know, so.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, bro.
No, I was going to say. So I'm gonna refer back to the movie Malcolm X, and I read some of this thing. So this is the turning point where he finds God. He finds the Nation of Islam.
Yep.
You find yourself because that light goes off. Yep. So you say, you know what? I need to turn my life around. Like I've been doing all this shit. And there's so much positivity and there's so much things that I can do when I get out. Yeah. So this is your religion, right? This is your turning point. And what year is this? What year is this that Johnny approaches you? 2010
or 11. I was transferred from level 4 to level 2.
Right.
Excuse me.
So you're going through these classes.
Yeah.
I think you talked about it in some other shows. You even start doing your own stuff.
Yeah.
Teaching people how to build credit, how to buy houses, how to do this stuff. And we talked about it yesterday. This doesn't cut you any time. This doesn't say, hey, you know what, Jose, you have 10, now you have 4. This is just shit that is kind of helping you get through this bullshit.
Right.
So you're doing this, you're teaching classes, and it's helping you mentally. So this is your meditation.
Therapy.
Right.
Your therapy. Your therapy. It's your therapy to get through.
It's coping skills.
We always used to say that it's therapeutic, but it's not therapy. And we say that because, you know, we're not going through really the actual people. You got to respect those who are licensed to do that for you. But it is therapeutic because it does sharpen your mind. It does hone your skills mentally. It does help you think critically. We did what the classes that I started taking with Johnny, I actually became a facilitator. So I started actually teaching the same classes that I was actually learning from. So I became a part of that program for many years. I would say about 4 years. It helped time go by. It's always doing something positive. It was always positive. It was never negative.
Right.
That's great.
Giving back.
Yep.
So did you ever have a guy say, you know what, I'll go to this class, but he was like, fuck you, Jose, you don't know what you're talking about?
No, it was actually on the contrary. It was like, you know, a lot of people were like, you know, you're going to this class, what's up with it? You know what I'm saying? I tell them and they'd be like, oh, that's pretty dope, bro.
Right, because they're like, if you're doing it.
Yeah, like, let me check it out. But, you know,
leading by example.
some of the ones that I facilitated to, you know, I still talk to this day. I got friends that were in my classes that I still talk to. You know, they get home and they reach out to me and they're like, "What up, Jose? You know, how you doing?" You know,
that
so
says like tons about your character, man. Tons.
And
tons.
it's not that I was a teacher. It was just I was reiterating the curriculum that I learned. You know, but I kind of tried to relate it to people because I could relate to a diverse group. You know, I'm Latino, but I can relate to you know African American.
You're relatable to them, so
yeah.
of course, yeah.
Yep. So we did that.
That's great.
So it's 2011, 2012. You have a guy that is a better drawer than you because you say, hey, you know what? I don't know how to fucking draw, right?
Right.
What the fuck? This is what I want when I get out. So he draws the first concept of the Detroit Forever.
Yep, Eli
draws the first concept.
Yep.
You get out 2017. You're dating a different girl. You become complacent, as you tell me.
Yeah.
You become complacent. You work at a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
And you start going through some of your stuff in a box or in a closet, and you come across this drawing that you did when you were incarcerated.
Yeah.
And you say, this is what I want.
Yeah.
I want to do this.
Yeah.
I definitely will keep a 9 to 5 job to keep Uncle Sam happy. Whatever.
Right.
I don't want to get back in the dope game. I want to do something else.
Right.
So you're released, you're dating this girl, you get complacent, and you come across this drawing, and your mind just goes in 1,000 places, right? You're saying, this is what I want to do.
Yep.
So you approach a guy that we know that has a shop here in Southwest Detroit.
Yep.
And you say, hey, I need these shirts.
Yep.
He says, I got you. You start doing the Detroit Forever.
Yep.
In 2018, right?
Yep.
You start selling it out of your car.
Yeah.
Right? You're selling the version of a mixtapes out of a car.
Yeah.
Master P type shit.
Master P shit.
Yeah.
So NWA shit, that's how they started, or whatever.
Yep.
So you're selling shirts out of a car. Still got your regular job.
Yeah.
And you like this, right? It's going good. It's hard, you know. I as myself, you know, I try to do t-shirts back in the day. It's hard.
Yeah.
It's a hard nut to crack.
It is.
So it's a very difficult nut to crack. But you say to yourself, there's not a t-shirt line that represents Detroit. Right. There's the Detroit Forever, whatever. You know, there's this, but probably nothing that's going to represent my neighborhood.
Right.
So you go to this guy and you say, I need these shirts printed. Does this person say you're crazy? Or he just says, look, okay, pay me. I don't care. I don't care what you want to do. You want to draw fucking anuses on the shirts. That's up to you.
Yeah. I forgot who told me to go see him, but Mark Torres. Mark Torres.
Mark Tay.
Hey.
He was the one that was like, I got the perfect guy for you, bro. You know, I'm gonna take you over there. So we go over there. Go see Jason, and you know, he's like, all right, bro. I need your design. I need this. I need that. I was lost. You know, to be honest with you, I was just going there with just a dream and, you know, hoping to get this started. You know, so he was like, what's your budget? How many shirts do you want? You know, he broke down a lot of prices for me. So whatever I had at the time was like $450. So he broke down everything. This is what's going to cost you this. And, you know, he just went from there. He sort of broke it down. He's like, you can use these shirts, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
So he kind of broke
different
it down.
materials, all kinds of stuff, man.
Yeah, you know.
It's a lot deeper than people think, for sure.
Yeah, it is. You know, it's a whole lot deeper. It's just, so I went with that. You know, I did it and, you know, it worked out fine for a while. You know, just, I didn't like the T-shirts after, though. I went ahead and said, we're going to scratch the first ones that we use. And then I went to another brand after 2 months. I actually went to the Detroit Institute of Art and bought a shirt.
Wow.
And I loved the way it felt. You know, the shirt was dope. You know, it felt so good. So I went ahead and researched. I couldn't find a shirt, man. I didn't know what shirt it was. I didn't know what brand it was. So it wasn't a shirt you can just go and buy. So I started looking, went through wholesalers. Finally, he actually told me who it was. Jason did. And I started buying those from him at the time. So ever since then, I've been using those shirts, and it's just been a way better.
So as a brand new person, there's so many different things to learn, right? So you don't know. You say, yeah, I need these shirts, and he's charging $3-4 on top of what he's paying.
Yeah, he's got to make money,
right? So you're learning the game, and then you find out, wait a minute, I can go get a wholesaler and pay wholesale prices. I can do this, I can do that. Way to cut my costs to make my profit margin larger.
All that
so
happened.
You're learning the t-shirt game, right?
Yeah. Edgar taught me everything. Like Edgar knew all that stuff. When he started telling me all this stuff, I was like just learning information. Like, man, you know what I'm saying? Oh, this was way back in 2007. So all that sat with me. So when I was locked up, I bought a book called Start Your Own Business in Michigan. And I just read it over and over again, just kept reading it. Kept reading it. I still have the book to this day. And I brought it home with me. I was just like, it's just like memento of, from my start, what's it called. So I started reading that, and with what Edgar taught me and everything he told me, at one time, even Jose Walls, I was in mortgages, so I know finance, things of that nature. Jose Walls, actually, Corner Pocket, Enrique, used to be Lady D's back in the day.
Right.
Remember?
Right.
Well, I bought that me and Angel Vasquez bought that bar from Jose Walls before it was that. And that also taught me some experience in hot markups and things of that nature. So I had that for a little while. It just got a little rowdy. I didn't like it. That was not my thing. I like going to bars, but I just don't want to be a bar.
I don't want to be
crazy. I don't want to be a bar owner.
Completely different.
Yeah. I give Monique a lot of credit and every other bar owner, Jose and all them. I don't like it. So
and even he knows. Enrique knows. I mean, he was
Enrique.
a bar owner first.
Enrique, you know how it is. So
well, no, I had a bar in Corktown. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So I mean, so it's just not my thing. So I went to Jason. We did it. I did it for a while, and then I decided, man, I just got tired of driving back and forth. Man, I was meeting a lot of people, and then I was working. So as I was working, I had to meet people, get to work on time. I was new at this new job. I was working at the moving company when I first started. Then I got a job finally at Chrysler, and they only 3 times you're late, and they'll fire you. So
you got this teacher line. You just are producing, and it's going good. The girl that you're with that's complacent, you kind of say, look, I understand we're not jiving. I need to pull myself away from this.
Yeah.
And you become single.
Yeah.
And you got to be honest with you, and I hate to say this, but I think I'm more creative when I'm single, right? Because if you get a girl, she kind of, you know what I mean? Like, and I'm not that bad as that story.
Yeah,
right?
No, it's true. I am a million
times
times better when I'm single.
Yeah.
My glow up is so real.
You're right. So you pull yourself away. You're doing this. Everything's good. You're selling out of your trunk. When does it in your head say, hey, you know what? Why don't I go get a retail location?
Right.
Now they can come to me.
Right.
And life becomes a little more manageable.
Yeah.
So
that I've been driving up and down the street, and I kept thinking, like, if I can get a spot in the hood where I don't need a big spot. I just need a small spot where people can just come in, get what you want, and then, order. Because everyone would call me, or, they would send me messages, and, I would post stuff, and then I would get messages all day.
You were kind of doing it like old school, like almost like word of mouth and shit.
I still
which
do
is
that.
that's sometimes that's the best way.
None of that, and it's just. So I did that, and I seen the building, and it's kind of ironic that I'm in that building, man, because that building, when I was in there, Angel Vasquez, you remember Angel Vasquez, don't you, Enrique?
Yes, I do.
Okay, well, that used to be a real estate office for him.
Yep.
I used to work with him in that building back before locked up. So, yeah, and actually, I told him, I said, bro, things ain't going right, for me. And he prayed for me in that building. And it's crazy because now it came back full circle. My store, my first, shop was over there. So it was kind of like, like a comeback.
That's powerful right there. He prayed for you in that building, and it brought you right back to it. That's full circle.
Yeah. Me, him, and Frankie
That's
Sanchez,
amazing.
Enrique. Yeah. So
Angel's still involved in the church, right? He still do church stuff.
he
right?
does real estate. Angel does real estate still, yeah.
Oh no, but I mean, I remember him being in the church.
Yeah,
a
he's
lot.
still
So
involved.
in the church. Okay.
Yeah, he's still involved with that. Yeah. So it was, I seen the sign on it, and then I walked in and I remembered it. And I was living in my cousin's house, and I seen the building, man, and I was like, man, you know what? I got to make a choice here. You know,
Right.
Make it happen.
I can make it happen and sacrifice by opening this as my store and a home. You know what I'm saying? And in my mind, I can see it, but in everyone else's mind, they're like, you tripping. You know what I'm saying? They're like, you bugging. I can't believe you're going to sleep in this building. They're like, man, you crazy as hell. And
there's many nights that I slept in the building next door. So
yeah, so you know what it is. You know, but that's why you are where you are right now. You make the, you're willing to do that. A lot of people aren't willing to do that.
the same
don't see your dream. They don't see your dream. That's why it's not theirs.
Yeah.
No.
The same corner that he's talking about, it's Apple and Michigan. It's Crush Street from the McDonald's. I had the escort service. I had the escort service on this side, and his building is on.
I even slept in the motherfucker for about a week. And I was only a driver. But yeah. So, I mean, he's guys like you guys, entrepreneurs.
They used to play craps against that brick wall. So
guys like you, like entrepreneurs like you guys, though, like all three of you, and I'm learning a lot from my marketing boss and stuff like that. And you used the word earlier, Jose, self-awareness, man.
Yeah.
My marketing boss, he uses that word so much that it grew on me, and he was like, if you can have that and, and stuff like that, but you got to eat, sleep, and, drink that shit, man. And
you got to believe.
That's why I said it. Everybody can't be an entrepreneur, man. I mean, so you got to know your place sometimes.
I stayed in that building for a long time, man. I lived in that building.
Right.
And like I was telling Enrique, it was like a bigger cell, it was just like
right.
And I don't know, you got a hot plate back there. You got your bed, your refrigerator.
You had a hot plate. You got a bed.
I was glad he took me there.
But the difference is you had a key to that door.
Yeah, I could come in and go as I wanted.
That was your door, okay?
Yeah,
Don't matter how big the door is, it's my door.
Well, you still got a key in the joint. They give you keys to your room, but you just can't leave.
Okay.
Right. And
right.
You know what, though, Jose? When he took me in there, like, and introduced me to you and everything, I was like, I know your cousin from, from back in the day or from around the neighborhood, but that was on the register. But when, like, the vibe I got when I went in there, like, I got that vibe, man. Like, because Enrique kind of told me about, what you were doing and stuff. So when I went in there, I was like, it was small. There was only certain shirts and everything. But I was like, I just even felt it, and I'm not saying this to be a kiss ass.
No.
It was going to get bigger, man. And it was going to get bigger because, there's a lot of people that do. I was going to ask you this question. There's a lot of people that do use 313 like in ridiculous ways. Podcasting. I seen it all over for so many podcasts or Detroit, this and that. But when I seen your logo and all that, for some reason, it kind of just, it stood out to me, man. But, and I want to ask you, like, did you ever think, because of there's so much 313 and this and that, did you ever, like, I guess, I don't want to use second guess, that's so negative, but yeah, second guess, like, the logo and, what I'm saying? Like, golly, how am I going to stand out from the rest and separate myself and stuff like that?
Because the 313 is so saturated.
It's a hard
with everybody
thing.
using that.
Yeah, for sure.
It's hard.
When I first told my cousin, actually, and not to speak negatively on anybody, but, I asked him, he asked me, like, bro, what do you want to do when you get home? He's like, I'm in a good position. I can possibly help you out when you get here. And I told him about my idea, and he was just like, why you want to start a t-shirt line? Everybody got a t-shirt line, And I was like, I don't know, bro, but that's just what I want to do. He was just like, well, what's going to stand out, from yours than anybody else's? And I was just like, bro, I don't know. I don't know yet because I'm not there.
Right.
All I know is in my heart, in my mind, this is what I want to do. I feel like, that's just something I want to try. I'm not going to, I even dibbled and dabbled in tattooing and stuff like that. It doesn't give me the same,
right. Satisfaction.
Joy.
Satisfaction and joy. It doesn't resonate with you.
I love to draw, you know what I'm saying? But that doesn't mean because I love to draw that I love to tattoo either, but.
Right.
Well, I actually bought everything for tattooing as well. I bought thermal printer. I bought 2 guns.
Damn.
I bought, inks. I bought, needles, chairs.
Story of an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
Okay, we always
Damn.
buy. I have
Yeah.
so many sets up of things. We're like, we're gonna give it a shot. We're gonna try it in and out. Yep.
I had everything.
It's in our blood.
Yeah.
Oh, you done
got all that
tattooing?
stuff.
You done tattooing? Have you done tattooing?
Yeah.
I need to
And I
touch
still,
it,
like I
man.
said, even when
For real.
even like I said, when I do it, it's just not like it's not the satisfaction that I want.
No.
But
Right.
it's just I started
get
doing
it.
this, man, and it's
Totally
just something
get
that, it just took off with this, and it just seemed better, So.
Mm-hmm.
So
You when it resonates with your soul.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So you open your store.
Yep.
You tell me I do $1,500 your first day.
Yeah.
What is your mindset at this point?
At that, someone was at the door.
Customer.
Yeah. It's Tony Mendez.
Oh boy.
Does he have breakfast?
No, that's why I didn't open the door for his ass. At that time, I've done.
I mean, is this because when I first had my first bar, right, and I sold my, we had a great night. I'm like, you think in your mind, you're like, hey, I made it, right? I made it. So do you think like I made it? Can this get any bigger? Can it get any better?
Yeah.
So
at the time,
tell me a little bit.
I've done a few pop-ups. Like I've done Annex, I've done White Rhino.
Okay.
I've done, just different. I've done downtown, just various places.
Yeah.
And I've done some with Mercedes L, a couple times. So at that time, I've gone to pop-ups and made 900, 1,000, that day. And you're like, this is a good night. This is real good. For one day's work, you're selling T-shirts, and so when I did the soft opening at the other building and my sales, I was like, this was a good day. I remember that, it's a good day. I appreciate it. But
Did you go celebrate afterwards?
No, I kept telling myself, I need to take this money,
What's
make
next?
more shirts.
What's next?
Make more shirts and then put it back into this. Let me pay my bills and then let me
flip this.
Yeah, let me flip this. So that street sense of, I need to get back more and more.
Read my mind.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
so I think
we've all sold a couple things in our days.
Yeah. I'm not a person who likes to splurge like that, especially now that I got this business. It's like, I want to be comfortable for sure. Cause the end goal is to make money as well as, put out a good product. But at the same time, it's more for me than the money. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't sell my brand to like Walmart or something like that,
Right.
I just wouldn't do it or,
So the old Jose, the Jose that got popped a couple times, would he have partied the money? Because I know I would have got some cookers, I got some drugs, we would have had a good time. You know what I mean?
The old Jose definitely would have partied. I would have went to a club, I would have spent most of that money and been like, damn, now I
got everybody.
There you go. Like let me get a couple bottles. Let me
what you just said, Jose, is like it's not always about the money that will be there. If you're doing it for your, you use the word like, well, I don't know if you used it once or twice, but like passion, that's not nothing that you wake up, first thing you wake up and think about. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like that.
When you become a certain age and certain things happen in your life and you realize it's not about money, it's about serving others and it's about, living or working from a place of love and gratitude. The money comes automatically. That's going to come.
Yeah, it's a
different mindset.
Yeah, it's different mindset. It's like, it's not about that. I'm not trying to make it seem like, look at me. I don't do that. It's just more or less like, I'm proud to do what I'm doing, man. It's like, I appreciate it. I'm glad people embrace it, I'm glad the hood embraced it because it's, but most of all, it was to try to show my kids a little something. That's the story behind it. It ain't got nothing to do with,
that's your why.
It ain't got nothing to do with
legacy.
Yeah, exactly. It ain't got nothing to do with finances. It ain't got nothing to do with showmanship. It ain't got nothing to do with none of that. It's
like
it's
when
all,
I'm gone, what are
Yeah,
what
am I
remember
gonna leave
me?
an impression on my kids?
Right,
You know, like
right.
I could have came home and just did what I used to do, or I wanted to do something different. Show them that we all make mistakes. We all do things that we shouldn't do in life. It just depends if you're gonna keep doing them or not. Like this, Einstein's theory of insanity. To keep doing the same thing over and over again and expect a different result.
Yep.
The dope game
Like-
wasn't working for me. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't for me. I kept getting locked up. I got tired of that. And that's okay with me. I'm okay because I learned from it. So I grew from it. So I won't take back my 10 years that I did in prison. Everyone be like, man, no, I will never take it back. You know why? Because I grew.
Mind,
well, a lot of people don't take those skills and put it towards something positive. They just keep doing the same thing. And I don't care what anybody says. I've sold drugs. You sold drugs. We sold things. You take that networking mentality and you just apply it to something else. And people don't grasp that concept. And
it's all networking.
There's a lot of things you learn. It's all networking. It's
like
all
I was
networking. I'm not condoning it, but it's all networking.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
I was listening to a podcast the other day. I listened to like a bunch of podcasts, wrestling podcasts, and everybody knows who Jim Ross is, the commentator for WWE and all that. And he was talking about a wrestler that he had, like, he could have been maybe not the main eventer, but he was a real athletic guy. This and that, got hooked on pills, blah blah blah. The point is, they let him go, just like any athlete. And he was like, look, no matter what you're doing, your athlete or whatever your sport you're playing or job you're doing, if you don't want to help yourself, I can't help you.
Yeah, for sure.
Plain and simple. So I mean, I just thought about that when you mentioned what you're talking about. So
So I'm gonna get back to, so you made $1,500. Your thought process is, okay, this is only gonna go up.
Yeah.
When does the location on Apple, when do you feel like this is not working for me? I need to get a better place. I need to have a better building. You're telling me the heat doesn't work great in this building. You know what I mean? No. So you're like, I'm living in here and I'm freezing my ass off and I'm paying $400 a month in fucking, in my heat bill.
Yeah.
When do you say, you know what? I need to look for a bigger place, more of a, let me go in there, let me put new floors, let me do this, make it look really nice. When do you tell yourself that?
I would, at one time it was like, we was at the shop and it was like 8 people in there, bro. And it was just so crowded in there. It was 8 people plus me. And then you got Louis in there, he takes up a little bit of room. And,
hey, we love you, Louis. We love you.
So now I'm like, if Mark comes in, it's really a problem. You know what I mean?
Okay. So we're talking about the elevator capacity.
You're gonna have to start moving racks and everything.
He said if Mark shows up, we're done.
Yeah. So it got crowded in there, and
I just want to know what the takeout bill is. What is the Uber? What's the Uber bill?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So then, I just started seeing that, man. It was just more people starting to be more aware of my brand, and more people starting to come by, and people that I didn't even know personally. So I started even accumulating more inventory, and then it would go quick, and then I have to restock. So I'm starting to notice that things are getting better. It's starting to grow a little more, and which I'm grateful to. And then like I said, man, the heat, it was always cold in there. I had 2 space heaters in there that I bought, and it was still cold in there, and then and it wasn't efficient, so now it's like you're selling and making all this product and merchandise, but just to pay a heating bill, and things of that nature. I mean, I'm in a bigger building now. My heating bill is half of that, so it just goes to different between. Yeah, it just goes to show the difference.
So this is growing, and you say, you know what? I need a bigger spot. I need more of a spot where people can come and not be so crowded.
I was eyeing this building for a while, man. I seen it, and I was like, man, that's a real nice building. I like it. I
don't even remember what it was. What was that? Was that a pharmacy? What was that?
It was a pharmacy many, many years ago. Then it turned into a warehouse for mattresses.
Okay.
And then, Yeah, and then they moved out.
Oh, I remember the guy came by yesterday and says this is mattresses. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Because I remember being a pharmacy as a kid. So.
Yep. It was that. And then I talked to the owners here one time, and I seen it, and I didn't know how big it was. They have this location and the one next door. And I looked at both of them, and at this time, this building is the one I wanted, but I was like, this is just a little bit too much for me. I wasn't printing at that time. I was just sending my stuff out still to get printed.
Right.
So I was like, man, it's just too much what he wanted. I said, all right, thanks. And I left, And then he asked me if I could go lower. And I said, well, this is my budget, and he was like, all right. But so 7 months later, I came back again, man, it was empty. And I hollered at him again. I said, man, I still got the same budget. I got the same budget.
Figured he'd call you back.
Yep. And then he said, well, let me talk to my brother. They talked, called me back and was like, look, man, if you give us a deposit and month, the rent and all that stuff, we'll hold you down for sure. So I was like, yeah, I'm ready. So,
did they do the build out, or that was your responsibility?
They did the floor.
Okay.
They redid the floor. That's all they did. But anything I need, man, these guys are great, man. I'm not even gonna lie. These totally different, totally different from my last landlord. I had my cousin Kiki paint the inside for me.
Kiki the painter.
Kiki, yeah. Kiki and Champ, they
right.
Came
yeah,
through.
they do good shit. Good work. Hell yeah.
Yeah, they did a great job. I was gonna actually do a different design on this wall here, and then when Kiki called me and said, I'm done for the day, Primo, come lock up. I came over here and I was like, damn, that wall looks nice like that. So I just left it like that. So I just left it like that. But yeah, it's just a much better spot. It's bigger. It's roomier. It has a way better curb appeal.
Right. So let's talk about. So you move into the new location.
Uh-huh.
We're 2020. COVID has hit.
Yep.
What do you rethink yourself? Do you doubt yourself? Like, hey, this was great, but now COVID's here.
Yep.
Do you feel like, am I going to get the same support that I had 6 months ago? You know what I mean? We're full blown.
Sure.
The governor has shut down this state practically. Yep. You know what I mean? Yep. Like, so what is your thought? What's your thoughts? 2020, COVID has hit. What the fuck am I going to do now? If this goes belly up, now what?
Yeah.
So
exactly.
What is those thoughts?
Actually, man, it was crazy because I left the building from over there, came over here, gave them deposit. I was like, yeah, thank you very much. And then I was kind of doubting myself a couple of days later, man. And then I walked into the other building when I was doubting myself, and I walked into the other building. Literally, bro, I walked into the bathroom and the sink was on the ground. And I was like,
wow.
I definitely am not making a bad mistake. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, this was a sign out of nowhere. I was just like, what the hell? It just,
That's how it happens.
Exactly. I was like, you know what? I'm not making a mistake, So I did worry about COVID. So for a while there, when all that COVID stuff hit, I kind of planned regardless. I didn't know nothing about COVID coming like that. I'm not going to say that, but I also had reserves, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I didn't splurge my money. I didn't do that. So I had a nice cushion where I could kind of balance my money out. So I didn't buy a whole bunch of inventory. I bought a few things here and there. I saved my money, waited to see how everything was going to go. Just kept my money in the bank, waited for a little while to see how things were going. People were still coming in. People were still coming in. And I was like, if this stuff hits and people are not working, people ain't going to want to spend $20 on a shirt. Right. Nor am I going to ask somebody to spend $20 on a shirt when at that time it was like, get food, get water, make sure
toilet paper.
Toilet paper. Yeah, toilet paper was the
So were you were never getting at a time given you buy a shirt, I give you toilet paper. No, none of that.
No, that was at ranch. I think they were doing that. No. If you buy a meal, they give you a roll of toilet tissue over there.
Yeah.
Really? That's That's a good idea.
After that, man, I just kind of like let it play on its own. It was to the point where the wall was very bare. I just still was open in case people wanted to buy stuff.
Right, and I seen that.
People just started coming though. People were just like, hey, we want to support small business. We want to come through. We want to show you love. And
so you have a grand opening. The mayor comes.
Yep.
You guys cut the ribbon. Great respond.
Yep.
Awesome, man.
You make $6,000. You say you make about $6,000. So now you're 400% what you originally opened. Do you take a moment after everyone leaves, the lights are gone, lights are turned off? Do you take a moment and are you ever emotionally like very emotional and like I can't believe this is happening?
Yeah. It's people think that you glorify it, but in a sense you're just kind of humbled by it. I've never been so humbled in my life, bro. I mean, I'm not even gonna lie, and this isn't to make people like me or whatever. It's the truth, and it's like you're either gonna like me or you're not. But I am.
But I mean, do you have that moment when everybody's gone, the show's over? Do you have that moment where you're quiet in a room and saying, I can't believe this is happening. I made it.
Yeah.
And I can't believe that my dreams have come.
There's many times, man, when like every time I see somebody wearing my stuff, man, that I might not even know, or someone sends me a message and says, I seen someone wearing your stuff in the mall, or I seen someone walking down the street with one of your masks.
Can't hear you.
Your mic went. I can't help but give thanks to God first and foremost above everything, because that's my faith. I look at it like Enrique.
I hear it.
Yeah, he froze.
There you go. Okay. Go ahead.
All right. So
thanks to God.
Yeah, thanks God, man. Every day, man. It's I'm not, like I said, I'm not a religious person. I am a God-fearing dude, but I can't do nothing but help that. I think this is a whole new path that was set for me. It was written, because everything.
This is your life contract. This is in your life contract. It's all part of your story.
Yeah, because like Enrique said, it's not easy, and I'm grateful, man. Every time, man. This time, like Enrique said, man, I didn't even after the first opening, I didn't even check the sales or nothing. I didn't even check till the next day. I didn't even want to look. I was nervous because I was like, man, I knew people were coming. I knew they were coming. I knew they were going. So I just didn't know.
You had a good day.
I didn't even care. It was just all my friends was here. We had a good time, and then, I checked the next day and I was like, well, you know what? That was a good day. That was, I appreciate it because that just goes to show that how many people came out just to support that grand opening, just to say, hey, I was part of that, just to come through. Yeah. So,
and it was so heavy. I felt bad that I didn't go, but I was working and I was tired, but I wanted to go. I really did. I see, man, like I was paying attention to your page since, the last time he came. And then once you got going and stuff like that, and I started following you and everything, I seen all the progression, man. And I was like, wow, this is like you were getting a lot of love, man, a lot of tags and a lot of, it was crazy, even during the COVID. So that was awesome to see, man, for sure.
So I'm going to go back. So you, when you got out in 2017, the world has changed around you.
Big time.
Social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat, all this stuff. How are you mentally? Like, what the fuck? What is this? You know what I mean? Like, what is this? You know what I mean? Like, how are you dealing with this? Because I got to be honest with you. If you're in a relationship, you got social media. It's kind of an anchor, right? It makes it difficult, right? Yeah. Everybody knows everything. We talked about that, yesterday. You're in Southwest. It's like I'm 2,000 miles away and I hear things, right? Just because of social media.
Yep.
So describe to me when you come out. Describe to me what is your perception? Does someone say? Is it your kids that say, "Look, Poppy, you got to do social media"? Who creates your Facebook? Who does all that when you come out?
My cousin actually went. Man, I don't know, man. Like I said, it was just like a path set for me, man. I was planning this already when I was locked up. Like, my cousin came home in 2000, I think 12, 13, something like that, bro.
Right.
Something like, I can't remember what year he came home, but man, he did 7 years as well. I ran into him at JCS, and when I got home, and I even told him about all this, and he was like, "Yeah, cuz, do it, blah blah blah." And I was like, "Man, set me up a Facebook when I get out." He was like, "All right." So he got out. He set me up a Facebook. and I already had Facebook. I didn't know how to use it because we can't use it in there. But you know,
Right.
I get home, and it kind of reminded me of what's it? MySpace.
MySpace.
You know,
MySpace.
yeah. So, you know, I get out. They had me a phone ready. I already had a phone. Excuse me. And so I'm looking at the phone and I'm tripping because I'm like, where are the numbers? Where are the buttons?
Right.
What's what?
iPhone 7. I was like, what the fuck? You know, I'm like,
Right.
how does this work? Everyone's laughing because I was on it all day, bro. I mean, all day.
Yeah.
All I
Yeah.
did was stay on the phone. I'm looking at Facebook. I'm taking pictures. You know, I was fascinated. And
It's a new world. It's a new world for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't understand it. But the ironic part of it was I would read about social media. I would research. I would read things. I would read the paper and see statistics on how social media is ruining lives, or how social media makes things better. Or
We talked about this in the past.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I stayed up on that. You know, I stayed up on it.
Right.
I was reading all the time. I wasn't physically there, but I was still there. So
Right.
actually, the crazy part about it is that in 2016, I think, I actually have this drawing that I did that. I'm sorry, I'm back. It relates to what was going on in my head about social media in the world and how things are perceived. And damn, I should have grabbed the picture. It's over there. But it's one of my drawings that has kind of 3 levels. And at the top, social media is king. And then the middle, politically correctness. And then the bottom is religion. So back then, I was kind of seeing, just by reading, how the world is kind of transforming into a new dynamic of morale and what
Right.
guys.
That's a pretty accurate
Right.
take
If you
on
got-
it, just from reading from it, because that's pretty accurate.
If you
even
got
today.
a second, Enrique, I'm gonna go grab. It's right
Go
there.
ahead, grab it.
Go
Yeah,
get
I want
it.
to see that.
Go get it.
I want to see it.
I got to take a piss. I just want you to know that.
Oh, nice. I hope everything comes out okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do the podcast from the bathroom.
Podcast from the bathroom.
Okay. Wow, that's like detailed drawing. I didn't think I was going to see that.
Yeah. So
Damn.
if you look
That's
at the
sweet,
top,
man.
that's the
Damn.
bottom, middle.
Wow,
Oh,
I see.
wow.
I thought you had just some words written down. That's
this-
badass. Yeah. Wow.
Okay, wait a second. I thought you said you couldn't draw. You weren't very good at
That is
drawing. Listen,
amazing,
you
bro.
done fooled us all.
No. I wasn't aware that I could draw.
Oh, because that's
Yeah,
amazing.
I
Can we see that one more time? I want to
Yeah,
see
yeah.
it one more time.
and I kind of want to explain it, kind of like what I was saying is like
Yeah.
like I just glare there, but like
That's
you
great.
see how I drew the Facebook guy? His head was actually the Facebook, and
Yeah.
on
I'm
his
going to let
staff,
you do that. I got to step away for a second. Go ahead.
on the staff, there's a Twitter bird there.
Okay,
And
I
then-
see that. I see that.
Yeah, and if you see, he's wearing my favorite Jordans are the Jordan 3s, and I
Okay.
so I drew the Jordan 3s on him. These are droves of people who
Right.
base their life on social media. Like that's what
Followers.
that's what they just do.
Just
Yeah.
that is amazing, bro.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
That the second
Whole
one
story
is,
behind it.
yeah, there's a whole story behind it. The politically correct, you know, how you gotta watch what you say, can't say certain things.
Right.
Like if you watch Raw or Delirious from Eddie Murphy, people would be so offended by some of the things that he
Oh
says.
my God. Yeah.
Oh,
You know?
yeah.
Yeah, and then the bottom is religion, how like lessons.
I
And the
see the
cross,
cross. Is that a
yeah.
cross right there?
Mhm.
Yep.
Oh
right,
my
yep.
God.
Yeah. So
I'm
there's
gonna have
a
to
lot
come and
more.
look at that personally, man. That's
Wow.
amazing, man. For real. Like
I drew that in 2016, and it was just like I drew that freehand off the top of my head, just like kind of
wow.
Just from reading.
Sorry, I
about
had
it.
to drain the main vein.
just
Sorry,
reading.
guys.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow,
drain the main vein.
that's incredible.
For real.
Yeah, just read about it. I read it. I was just seeing how, you know, I just reading the paper, man, because we didn't have internet, so I would read the paper all the time. guys will come by and give you the paper, man. I'm just like, man, the world's just changing behind us.
Right.
So differently,
And that's what blows me away about social media, because like there, we all have a couple friends or maybe one or two friends that, they like I said, and I hate to keep bringing them up, but I learned so much from my marketing boss and mentor and friend.
Yeah.
About, I went to meetings where he spoke and everything like that at colleges and different, places like that about how to utilize social media. And every platform is for certain things. Like, and I used to put, once in a blue moon, I'll post social media is not for everyone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's
just like everything, everything you do, there's a happy medium where it could be used as a great tool, or it could be,
I tried to cross over to Instagram.
Toxic.
Right.
I tried to cross over to Instagram, and it's not. I don't know. I'm lacking something, but I prefer it because it's got pictures, things of that nature. But my biggest platform actually is Facebook. So
of course, I
use it over and over again. It's the best form of marketing. It's free, and
for sure.
Oh yeah. I just did all these courses on Facebook ads and doing all these different
and it was like
marketing strategies.
I was on Instagram and I got tagged in, and I might have even tagged you in there, Jose. Somebody was doing just a little exercise where you have four. You just put like there's four, like I'll tag 4 people, businesses or whatever it is. And then you share
the
mine
domino.
and you rate, domino effect type thing. And, that a lot of stuff like that is it works.
Yeah.
It can work. It just depends. You know what I mean? So
it takes its time. I mean,
right.
You got to have a lot of patience with business. I mean, like that's why they say they give you 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Your first 5 years of business are usually your worst. Your first one is obviously your worst, but I mean,
right. And I was told like one thing that I was told, like, I asked, that's another thing you got to, it doesn't hurt to ask questions. And I asked my
you got to ask questions.
Marketing guy, I said,
always.
So for my Instagram, in my profile name used to be Sportsmouth 313. And I said, I said, should I keep that like that? He goes, no, change it. Because nobody knows Sportsmouth 313. Let everybody know who you are first.
Right.
So change it to your regular name, and then go from there. And when you build up enough followers,
then you switch it up.
Split it up. Yeah. And then you split it up, and then that's how he got 4 pages. And he's got, one of them's got like 800 and something followers, and then another one he's got 13.5K follow. I mean, so I just listen, man. I try to be a sponge when I'm around them or anybody.
So it's 2020. You have a great grand opening with the mayor. What's your relationship with your children at this point? Your daughter is in her 30s, I guess.
Yeah, she's 30.
You got 2 teenage boys. I have a teenage girl. It's impossible to raise these children nowadays. I got to be honest with you. It's like I didn't get the memo, right? I didn't get the memo. I don't know what, it's so much change since us growing up.
Yep.
My parents never hit me. My mom would just look at you. My mom would just look at me and I would be scared. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And nowadays,
I got
you got 2 boys.
Same.
I have a girl, and if she says, if you hit me, I'm calling the police. So you got 2 boys, 2 teenage boys. You have an older daughter, is your best friend, is your biggest cheerleader. She's so proud of Papi, but you have 2 teenage boys. What's your relationship with the boys? You got a new store. I mean, everything is going at full speed, and everything seems to be going your way.
Yeah. But
teenage boys.
It's up and down with them. It's kind of hard, like I said. They're kind of in their own mind, their own. They think. You know how it is. When we were 17, we kind of knew
we knew everything.
Exactly. I didn't even have to say nothing, Tori. And they know everything. You tell them something, and they're like, "I know," and they're like, "You tell them something else, and they're like, I know, you know, you're like, like if you knew, then why you doing this stuff? You know what I'm saying? So it's
right.
like it don't make no sense to me. You know, they're like, I'm like,
Clearly,
so
you don't know.
you don't know exactly. So it's just like, I'm like, come on, man, you know. And both my kids, boys, have different personalities, you know.
Oh, even better.
My junior is Jose when I was 16, for sure.
A light-skinned version of him, of you.
Light-skinned.
It looks just like you.
Yeah,
Right.
just
Yeah,
like
he does, man. Oh my God.
he looks, and not just physically, but I mean, he's Jose when I was 17.
That's your mini, right? That's your clone.
Yeah, as far as personality, mindset, you know, at one time I was so argumentative when I was a kid that my boy was like, "Damn, nigga, why don't you be an attorney when you get older?" You know, and I was like, "Oh, damn, you know, that's all like a good idea," you know. And he's the same way. So genetically, even though I didn't raise him, he just has my DNA, and it just kind of makes him similar to me. So I just kind of leave him, you know, I just let him do his thing. You know, we'll argue, you know.
So do you have this conversation with your boys? Because I know my father had this conversation.
Yeah, I do, and I have it with them, man. And then, you know.
No, but do you have this? Don't get a girl pregnant. Do you have that? You don't want to be a young father? Do you have those conversations with them?
Yeah, I've had it with, you know, both of them. One, like I said, one's a little different than the other. The other one is, you know, my youngest son. He's creative. He likes to, you know, he's different than Jose. It's like
to himself.
He's reserved.
Yeah. I feel like my youngest son is more like me today. You know, that's who he is. You know, he's more level-headed. He's chilling. He wants to get a job. He wants to work. You know, he's responsible.
He's more self-aware at his age.
Yeah. He's you know, he's responsible. He's not a bad kid. You know, his mom went through certain things, but his mom did a great job with him. I can't take with him and my daughter. But Jose, my other son, he's combative. You know, he's like me. You know, when I was younger. You know, he didn't want to be told nothing. You know, he wants to do things his own way. And I don't want to put his business out there too much. But he's a 17-year-old boy. Right. He's a 17-year-old boy who is. I'm imagining that he just wants to find his own way. Because despite what I tell him he should or shouldn't be doing, it to him it doesn't resonate, you know. So
you have Jose Jr. helping you at the shop. You're building that relationship.
He was
right. Well, you're building that relationship. Yeah. You're building that relationship the years you've been gone.
Yeah.
Because I know the younger one. They brought to see you all the time. Right. They brought the kids always came to see you.
All the time.
But Junior you guys had a little different relationship. Only seen you once in a while. Yeah. So you guys are trying to form that bond. But he's combative. He's not getting along with Poppy all the time, right? He wants to make his own way. Yeah. Do you have? Does he have to say? You know what?
Too loud.
Poppy, you made mistakes. I'm not mad at you, but I want to learn. Does he tell you I want to do my own thing? I want to do my own way. Does he have those conversations with you, or you guys have those heart-to-heart conversations?
Yeah. We'll have these drawn-out text messages, man. Me and him, and we'll talk to each other, and we get into screaming matches. Well, I'll get into a screaming match, you know. He just be like, I don't know why you're tripping, you know, stuff like that, you know. And, you know, because I can see what his attitude and his personality could lead him to, you know. He doesn't see that, you know. He's like, I'm woke, Dad, I'm smart, you know, I know what I'm doing type thing, you know, until shit happens. And then he's like, oh, I know I should have done that, you know. But with him, like I said, he's Jose 91 through 98. Let me figure out a better way to do this. You know, even
classic Jose.
Yeah, exactly. Instead of doing this, you know, I'm like, dude, you know what I'm saying? It's not that hard, you know, and it's always, you know, we're always doing this, you know, we're always bumping heads, you know, we'll be good for a little while, then we'll bump heads, but, you know, I can't do nothing about it. I mean, I try to talk to him, you know, and, you know, all I can do is just try to keep being an example for him. Like I said, my main goal was to show my kids that you can do, you know, things differently. You don't have to always fall on the cement to know that if you fall from 10 feet on some concrete, it's going to hurt. You know, I'm not going to jump off a building and say, I wonder if that's going to hurt, or I wonder if I'm going to break my leg. That's just obvious. You know, you sell drugs, you get caught, you might go to jail. Obvious, right?
Right.
You know, if you work hard and invest money properly and save some money, then your future seems more promising. So to hear that, one son embraced it, the other one may not. My daughter's doing well. She works her butt off. I mean, she works. She has her own home. She has her own family. I can't ask her to do that more. But my daughter's 30, and at the same time, my daughter won't even cuss in front of me. So, you know, you have the difference. Yeah, she won't. She's, you know, and I always tell them when they sit there and text me and they be like, LMAO, like laugh my ass off. I'm like, excuse me, you mean LMBO? And they be like, they're like, yeah, I forgot that, you know, LMBO. You know, and that's just, to me, is just out of respect thing. You know, I just want them to understand that you should respect your authority. You should respect your elders. You should respect your parents. You know, my dad and I we didn't have a great relationship, but every time me and my dad were together, man, it's laughs. You know, he'll come in here and he'll talk and he'll chill and he'll dance. And, you know, that's another story with my dad, you know, but I love him, you know, and I'm not going to disrespect my father just because he was absent. He was absent in my life, but he wasn't absent in the presence of my brothers and sisters. So that at the time showed me that my dad can be a dad. It just didn't happen to work out for him and my mom at the time that I was a kid.
That's real shit.
So
man,
I can't be mad at my dad for that. You know, it just didn't work out. So
it's all about timing. It's all about timing.
Yeah, I don't feel like he deserves.
So you realize that, and
I'd rather him, you know, go live his life than be in the household and yelling and screaming and hooting and hollering and get physical. You just don't know, you know. So to me, I still commend him as a man for taking care of my sisters and brothers. So to me, I'm like, you know, you still a dad. You a dad to them, so you was dad to me. So I don't look at it no other way, you know, other than that. My dad can come here today and
as you get older, you evolve too. You understand things.
Yeah.
One of my favorite lines is, I can't, you know, my mom, I had a baby at 15, moved out, never looked back. It took me moving literally 2,000 miles away from Detroit to have the tightest relationship I've ever had with my mother 40 years later.
Yeah.
But you have to know about timing. When you evolve and you start leveling up and growing, you know, personally as a human, one of my favorite sayings is, I can't be mad at my mom for things she didn't know or things that she wasn't taught when she was younger, you know.
Exactly. That's the whole thing.
I just can't. You know, there's things that I'm not happy about. And I'm like, well, common sense, you should have did something differently, or, you know, that's bullshit that happened. But when you look back now, you can't be mad at you just like being, you know, your grandparents or your parents and the things that they're only given what they knew and what they had at the time. So, you know, as long as they're not doing those things today and they've evolved too, then life's too short to hold on to that. It's just too short.
Yeah,
like they say, we're a product of, you know, the way we were raised and stuff. I mean.
Yeah, you know, and you know what, Alex, the thing with that is, man, it's like, as you get older, you kind of start developing your own interests in mind, like, because when you think about it, me and my brother are two totally opposite, you know, like totally. My brother has never committed a crime. My brother doesn't do any of that. His rationale, and that's what I keep telling my son is like, man, your rationale is off, dude. You know what I'm saying? Because I lacked it completely, and to me, rationalization was the consequence. Does it outweigh the reward, or does the reward outweigh the consequence? So to me, the reward outweighed the consequence. So in my head, I had it like, if I get caught, I'm going to just have to do this time. You know, for me, you know, guys be like, oh, I can't go to prison. I'm like, well, don't commit crimes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like, I don't know how you did it, you know. Well, back then, even in my mind, I had it set where if I'm
and I understand exactly what you're saying, because, like, just to give you a quick example, you know, I grew up in Southwest, and of course, like Tori mentioned earlier, you know, we all did something, sold something, this and that, and I did those things, and I was like, but I would always, I had both of my parents. A lot of my friends I grew up with, man, they didn't have both their parents. Like 90% or maybe 95% of my friends, my best friends I grew up with, they didn't have both the parents. So, you know,
a lot of us are a product of our environment or the things that we had to do to survive.
I took that for granted, you know.
Yeah.
In some way, not to cut you off, but like, no, I feel like I took that. In a lot of ways, I took that for granted because I had my father, and you know, and I lost my father last year, and I always try to live by everything that he taught me to be, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And stuff like that, you know, and I had, and, you know, my parents spoiled me by letting me, you know, I didn't have a car when I was 15, 16, but they spoiled me by letting me do what the hell I wanted.
Right.
So I was always with my friends, 90% with my friends, 10% with my family. So when I got older, had my first daughter, I was like, you know what? I'm tired of all this shit.
You're right.
I want to spend 90% with my family and 10% with my friends, because I already knew who they were, what they were doing.
Right.
And I'm lucky to be, you know, I met somebody yesterday, and you know, the person was like, God, I know you from somewhere. I know you from somewhere. So I started naming a couple friends. They're like, that's, you know, that's okay. Now I remember. That's I'm lucky.
You were hanging out on
I'm
a
lucky
block.
to be here. I'm lucky to be here, because a lot of my friends are not here no more.
How many times have you thought that, like, wow, I really did make it, and I'm really here, and you're just so
and
grateful
she was like,
for
you
it.
look so familiar, and I was like, God, if I had a question. So I used to DJ and blah blah blah, but you probably know me from hanging around like with these people or whatever, and you know, but yeah. So, and my best friends, you know, one of my best friends and my cousin, you know, we would be walking to school or to the store, and we would be smoking a joint or something.
Yeah.
And my best friend, I won't mention the name, but he would be walking like 10, you know, 20 steps ahead of us for a reason. And that's why
he's the rational one at the
he's
time.
at now, making almost $200,000 a year. And you know what I mean? He knew what, he just stayed away from that. And some people, you know, it just comes natural to them. You know? Right. So
some people rationalize a lot better than others, you know, and that to me
exactly.
was like, I took a class in the U of M, and while I was incarcerated, they had these classes on like criminal behavior and things of such like. Well, that's when I learned that rationale theory, because, you know, they say sometimes that the drug offense is actually like a victimless offense. So they had me write this paper. They wanted me to write this paper out, and I couldn't relate to the topic. And I explained that to her. She said, I understand why you can't. And then she broke it down to me. She said, there's this theory. So when she broke it down to me, it just made all sense to me. You know what I'm saying? It was like, damn, you know, it's true. You know, for me, you know, the reward was worth the consequence. I'm that person that would take the chance to do whatever I did and didn't care. It was just like, I'm going to do it anyway. You know, so like I said, my brother, you know, even though he's older than me, his rationale was totally different than me. But we was raised in the same household, so it can't. It's not just that. You know, you're a product of yourself and your DNA. So you look at things differently. So it wasn't that my mom raised him any different or raised me any different. It was just that his rationale is different than mine. So he was like, I'm not doing any of that. I'm good on that. I'm not going to do this, that. You do that if you want to do that, but I'm not doing it. So, you know, that's how it was. But like I said, it's all about rationalization. And that's my problem with my kids. I want them to understand, you know, to rationalize things, you know, look at things for what they're really worth first. So for me, regardless to what I'm going to do, if I'm going to do some dumb shit, it's already in my mind, like, okay, this is what I'm going to do, and it's over with. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I'm going to have to deal with the consequence then.
Look at the outcome first.
Yeah, let me look at the outcome first. And if I'm still going to go through with it, then I'm just going to have to go through with it. And whatever the consequence may be, then I'm just going to have to deal with it. It comes, you know.
So it was the word manifestation came to my mind when you said,
So
don't get us started. We don't got enough time for all that.
I got a question for
topic.
you, Jose. Is mommy still alive or no? I can't remember.
My mom passed actually in 2007, right before I got locked up in January. And I got.
So you were home before when she passed?
Yeah, I was out. She passed away in January. I got locked up that June. So.
And is your sister? Is she older than you or younger?
My sister, I'm the youngest of all. So my sister.
Okay, so she's.
Yeah, my sister's older than me. My other sister passed away as well. She passed away in '99, and she's older than me. And then I still have. So it's me, my brother, and my sister. But I also have two sisters. Well, three sisters on my dad's side.
Okay. No, I was just wondering because, you know, if your mom was still living, you know, she's seen you come to full circle. You know what I mean? How proud she would be of you.
Oh, yeah. So, she'd be that proud.
He sees it.
Yeah. So that drive that your mom had, putting those Jordans on your feet when you're little, does that transition to now and saying, I want the best for my kids, and my mom would be proud of me of what I've turned my life around?
Yeah, for sure.
'Cause you did a 360. Let's just be honest.
Sure. Yeah, like you know, when I did the ribbon cutting, my sister was here, so
right.
That's the first thing she said. You know,
mommy be proud.
Right.
Mom.
So, you know, it was kind of like sad, but I was like, chill. You know what I'm saying? Let's get this over with first.
You didn't want them to start. You didn't want the tears to start flowing.
You didn't want the tears to start flowing. You know, it was just like, you know, I'm so proud of you because, you know, I was the wild one. I was the one out in the streets. I was the one partying, you know. And I tell my kids all the time, I just want what's best for you. Now that I know all this information and I'm trying to relate it to you, I just want you to do these things, you know, like
just listen to me.
Yeah, just listen, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like
stop knowing everything.
Yeah, stop knowing everything. You know, and to me, it's like, you know,
I get it.
I want them to have the best. I want them to do the best. You know, I wish they tap in more into their creativity because, like I said, one of my sons, he's extremely creative. You know, one draws. You know, his mom would always send me his drawings when I was incarcerated. My daughter draws. So them two on that side, they can physically draw. Like it's probably, you know, I'm sure not as advanced as I am, but they can draw. My daughter went to school to be an architect. That's what she wanted to do.
Wow.
She didn't finish, but she went, you know, so I'm still proud of her for what she's doing today. She's one of the main workers at her job. She's doing well. She's happy. I'm happy.
Right.
As long as my daughter's in good health, I'm happy, you know, so as far as my sons, man, I'm just hoping the best for them, Enrique, to be truthful. I hope they don't lose focus. I'm just hoping they make the right choices, man. You know, that's all I can hope for. I don't live with them. I don't live with them every day, so I don't see them every day. I don't talk to them every day. You know, they always say I'm busy, or they're like, you're the parent, you don't call. I'm like, yeah, but you know, you call your homies all day long. You can call me just as well. You know?
Or you're on Facebook.
Yeah, you're on Facebook all day long. But you're on Snapchat all the time. All you hear is Snapchat going off when they're with you. Blah 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 blah. You know, and I'm just like, okay. So it's a two-way street as well. You know, just because you're the parent doesn't mean that you can't, you know, receive. My daughter, she's totally opposite. My daughter will text me. My daughter will message me. My daughter will, hey, Poppy, how you doing? It'll be 4 a.m. and she's at work and she's like, hey, Dad, you know, I know you're sleeping probably. I just want to tell you I love you. You know, she's just different like that. So, you know, I'm trying to build that relationship with them, and it's not always easy. I'm not going to say it is, and I'm not going to say that it's just my kids' fault. You know, I'm not going to say that because I play a big role as well, and I can't say the mom or I'm not going to do all that because that's fine. You know, it's just. It has to do with me.
It's difficult raising teenagers nowadays.
It is. Especially boys. Boys. Right. You know, they got girlfriends, you know, they got homies, they want to smoke, they want to, you know, so I mean, I don't condemn them because they do it. I'm just telling them, all right, you know, that's what you do, you know what I'm saying? I don't smoke weed, but if they do, then I can't, what can I really do? You know, it's just so America has made it okay for you to smoke weed. So it's like, what's the big deal? You know, what's the big deal?
Yeah.
That's all. What's the big deal? Why are you tripping? You know? So, okay, well, you know, do what you do, you know. So, and I would love to have a better relationship with my kid. I would love to have both my sons working with me. You know, that was my dream. My dream was to have them both here. And it's not to force them to be a T-shirt and clothing entrepreneur, but it's just the experience of being here with your dad. You know, I feel like you should want to be here with me. You know what I'm saying? But I can't force you to. You know, like the post the other day that said, you know, you can take the horse to the water, but you can't make him drink it.
Right.
And in a sense, that was a personal post about actually my relationship with one of my boys, and it's just like I can't make you do something that you don't want to do, but I do trust and believe that I do want you here. You know, so. I don't want you to be like, oh, I'm going to be the next T-shirt guy. No, it ain't that, man. The experience of being with me.
No matter if you're selling lemonade, you just the time.
It's the experience of being.
Get that back.
Yeah, it's the experience of being with me. Hold on 1 second, bro.
Go ahead. He's got to open his door.
Yeah.
Customers.
I need somebody to bring me breakfast. Where are you guys?
Yeah, where are you? I need breakfast. I need pancakes. I need Cardi B pancakes.
Oh my God,
man.
Yes.
All right, don't worry.
Have Cardi B pancakes, but
well, we'll wait. We'll get to the nipple part in a minute.
Yeah, okay. Nipple. What happened?
Walked away. We started talking about nipples.
I'm like, wait a minute, what I missed?
So let's get to another story. You're incarcerated. You see all these cartoons for Morenos. You see all these different comic books.
Yeah.
And you reach out to Edgar once again.
Yeah. Again,
and say, hey, I got this. And he tells you, hey, you remember Sam?
Yep.
Yeah, I remember Sam. He lives in California. He's the guy
to talk
to about designing your own Latino comic book.
Yes.
So when do you draw the first character?
Oh, man.
When you're incarcerated?
Me and my buddy of mine named Luz Ibarra. He is from Adrian and now living in Southwest. Again, I didn't think I could draw. And even to this day, as well as I can draw this, I'm not a great cartoon drawer. That's not really my thing.
Right. Like,
totally different. Totally different.
It's just not my medium. So me and Luz, I told him about it. He thought it was cool. And he sat down with me. We sat on the yard. We sat at a table. He brought out his sketch pad, brought out some markers, and we sat there. And I told him, this is my idea. This is what I'm thinking. You know, I told him about the anime eyes. Again, I bought books on how to draw, how to write for animation. A friend of mine, Amy Dozier, sent me a book called How to Write for Animation. So I had that book, started reading how to write scripts, took a class on how to write, a writing class on how, punctuation, how to write scripts, theater, all that type stuff.
And you did your research, man.
They had a class. Sure. They had a lot of programming in there from the University of Michigan. The University of Michigan has a PCAP program. It's called the Prisoner Creative Arts Program that was actually very active in the facility at JCS. So they offered all these different classes for you. So I took a writing class, learned how to write scripts. I even bought a typewriter. Actually, my daughter and son's mom sent me the money to buy the typewriter. I was like, look, I think it was $40, $50 for this typewriter. And she was like, all right. So she bought it for me. So I learned how to do that. We sat on the yard. I showed him what I want. And like I said, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. He's like this, like this, like that. So every other day or every weekend, we would get out there and we'd sit on the yard. And, I was persistent. I was like, hey, bro, you going to be out there next week? He's like, yeah, got you. So we did that. We did the first drawing. And I sent it to Edgar. That's when I sent it to Edgar. And then Edgar came up with a little compilation of El Barrio, like anime vector image. And it was sweet. It was dope. It was another project that I was showing everybody, like, man, check this out. There it goes with that natural networking thing, And so everyone was like, damn, that shit's pretty dope. So then I was like, all right, bet. So as I went back and forth with Edgar said, hey, man, you need to contact Sam. And like I said, Sam, this was in 2000, maybe 12, was drawing my flyers or our flyers for the house parties back in 84, 85.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's how far back I go with all these people. And I'm still in contact with all of them today. And so I reached out to Sam. He paid me, which is the email system. And we just started going back and forth. And I sent him the actual drawing of what actually Edgar sent him through email, the drawing. I sent him the physical sketching that me and Lucy Bada did, or Luce did for me.
Yeah,
and we put it all together. And then Sam was like, hey, I like what you're doing. I sent him a script. He liked it. And we just started going back and forth for years on character design. So, he's busy. He's got a life, so I didn't expect him to just drop everything,
Right.
So he helped me. He helped me out, man. He's like, this is what we can do. This is what I'm doing. And he would always send me different designs, man. He sent me sketches. This is my first sketch for Mario. This is my sketch for Carmen. This is my sketch for Xavier. This is my sketch for Jose. This is for Mario Sr., for all these people.
That's sweet.
You forgot Mark.
Mark came later. Mark came in when I come home, and he was like, I'm going to be a character in one of these scripts. And I was like, Mark has been a a great friend of mine, man, since we were about 8. And before I was incarcerated, me and Mark was hanging real tight. So then I get locked up, I get out, and me and Mark start talking again. And again, he's been a big part of promoting Detroit Forever 313. You know, everyone sees Mark wearing my stuff probably before anybody.
Right.
He was the main face of it, you know. And he's no model, but everyone liked it.
Wait a minute, he's no model.
No,
He's not a model.
He's a model. He's a model.
I think you should tell him that.
Yeah, I will tell him that later on. He my plus model. He my
plus model. He plus model.
He my best. He my best model for.
Yeah.
But, no, he helped me out tremendously, man. You know, he was like, bro, you know, a lot of people feel, you know, hey, blah blah blah, but Mark was open about it. He was like, bro, I know how you used to promote. I remember you and Edgar did the Edgar's the actual promoter and designer of Porter Right Gear. I just tried to help him market it. And, you know, he said, I remember all that. You know what I'm saying? I'm down. I like this Detroit Forever 313 stuff. I'll wear it. You know what I'm saying? If I can help you promote it, I got you. Right, so I think Mark just commented. He must have been watching the interview.
He wants a new plus size contract.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, I'm losing weight. You know, so yeah, man. He was pivotal with that. So then he seen the El Barrio thing. He was like, oh man, that's sweet, you know.
So that's still in the works.
Yeah, it's my.
I'm still working on it. Yeah, it's still there.
Yeah, it's not. I created it, you know what I'm saying, but it also had it's Sam's influence. I mean, he's the illustrator. He has creative design. He has every. And when it comes to designing, he is the man. He sends me stuff over. He says, hey, Jose, do you like this? Yes. And he'll say, post this, don't post this. You know, so there's not a, it's just, if ever it turns into something, he is 50-50 with me on this. I'm like, look, bro, I'm not trying to, you know, like, it's all me. It's not, you know, because his creative juices are what make it what it is, you know, and I can't do everything by myself. I just can't.
Right.
So, we created it, man. I got scripts going. He's working on the graphic novel as we speak. He's probably got, I don't know, half of it done probably by now.
Damn.
He's doing a lot on it.
Can't wait to check that out, man.
Yeah, man. And it was inspiring because I would always watch the Boondocks, man. I love the Boondocks. It was just
Love it.
yeah. It was so well written. It was so you know, when you think about it, it just had such a good story. You know, the plots, it had a meaning behind it. You know, it's just politically
relatable too, big time.
Yeah, for sure. Because, you know, whether you're African American or Latino, we're still considered urban in today's society. You know, like all you guys are, you know, over there, minorities. And, you know, for me, it was just like, man, that's dope. I love that. You know, I would watch it all the time. You know, then I realized the voices for the two characters, the boys, is actually a woman. So I thought that was dope.
That's crazy. Right.
Yeah, you know, so
kind of like The Simpsons almost.
yeah, for sure. So I just started researching that stuff too, man. I still got all my books on that stuff, man. I'm kind of a hoarder. I'm attached to that stuff, so I kept all that, you know. So I wrote it up with him, man. I sent them 2 scripts. You know, as he was doing his own thing, I was doing my own thing, and then when I finally he reached out to me, and he was like, "Look, bro, I love what you're doing." He goes, "As a gift to you, man, I want to get started on."
That's love. That's love, man. Big time.
I'm gonna give you my time, you know. And I was like, damn, that's dope. But I don't want him to think that I want all the credit. I don't. I want him to be part of it. So whatever happens with it, man, you know, because I'm a creative like junkie.
Right.
I'm thinking toys. I'm thinking shirts. I'm thinking pillowcases. I'm thinking marketing. You know, so that's also part of, you know, him, you know, so it's not just me. So I go at his pace. I appreciate his time tremendously, and to me, it's just another way to reach out and give a positive vibe to the youth when they say, well, this is part of me as well. You know, it's we all do. Everyone looks at, you know, our stereotypes. You know, whether you're Puerto Rican, Mexican, whether you're from Cuba, whatever it is, man. You know what I'm saying? We all have our stereotypes. You know, but it's just to diminish that and kind of show that we're just like everybody else. You know, it's no difference between Puerto Rican, Mexican that's born in the United States than a white person that's born in the United States. You know, we all have the same, you know, agenda, is to just get ahead in life. So I'm not any different than you just because I'm Latino, you know what I'm saying, or whatever the case may be. So we go through the same struggles, we go through the same problems. We go through the same politics. We go through the same voting. We go through all that.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
So I mean, we have every right, you know, as everybody else.
Yep.
So,
Yeah.
We all bleed the same color blood, man.
Right, but as a child, you're not groomed like that. You know, you're not groomed like we used to be. So
Right.
if you got something that they can look at that does have a little mischief, but at the end has a message, you know, or something they can relate to, well, then that's what I was hoping to do with that, is to kind of put a message out to that age group of, you know, 12 and up, you know. So it would definitely have adult content, but at the same time, you know, you hopefully get a message by the time you finish
Right.
it. You're reading the book, seeing the story, and hopefully maybe seeing it on like a nice YouTube channel or even a cartoon someday, because that's
Right.
what I like for it to be.
So I just want to point out, so you went through some trials and tribulations, right? You were incarcerated 17 years. I gotta point out, you had some pivotal friends, really family, that made your life turn around dramatically. From Johnny, you had childhood friends like Sam, Edgar, and Mark trying to push you to that next level.
Yep.
So I got to be honest with you, they're not just friends. They're family.
Nah, they're family, bro. Yeah. All of them
They're
guys.
family.
Yeah,
Right.
for sure.
So this is the story of Jose Rivera from start to finish. So I just want to appreciate your time, man. We're going to go into some other topics, but you could stay on because I got some things to ask you, but I just want to appreciate you for your time. So we're going to jump into to sports, but I just wanted to tell you, thanks, man. God bless.
Yeah.
You're doing phenomenal. Proud of you, dude.
Sure.
You're going to take it to the next level.
Thank
So
you.
then the NFL went into the 5th week. The Lions lose again. Alex, the press conference that we recently had, we thought that the Saints fired their NFL coach. Why has not the Lions pulled
Houston
the trigger?
Texans.
Why have they not pulled the trigger on Patricia?
They're just too loyal, man. They're too loyal. And you know what? Before I forget, I think we talked about it. I mentioned to you the other day, you know, I caught it on the sports station the other day, which I thought was hilarious. I guess I kind of caught the show in the middle of him talking about it, you know, and but I guess at the end of the loss to the Saints, he gave Matt Patricia gave a losing game ball to Sheila Ford.
Oh my God!
And I listened to a little bit of it. I was doing some running around, and I just was like blown away by that, man. Like, you talk about a kiss ass, trying to save his job, giving what is that gonna do, man? Giving a losing ball to the owner, like you talk. I mean, I was just like, wow. I was laughing so hard in my car to myself.
Right,
it was crazy.
So Jose, I mean, being from Detroit, we haven't had a winning season. It's been a couple years, right? They fire the coach
Caldwell.
Caldwell, that we had a winning season, right? And then we get this guy from the Patriots,
losing.
Should the Lions stick with this guy to the end of the season, or should they fire him?
Honestly, bro, the Lions kind of messed up football for me since I was a kid. I mean, I used to love I love playing football when we were younger. Basketball is more my sport. My cousin Pete loves football. As you know, Mark Tay loves football.
Right.
In my opinion, get rid of him. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I mean, that's how I look at it, you know? I don't know, man. It seems like they don't ever want to invest enough money into the actual players that they need, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, you need someone that can execute a play, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? If you can't get out there and execute the play, I mean, you can't always blame the coach either. You know, he might draw out a sweet-ass play, but then you got a wide receiver that can't execute it. You know, you can't get around those corners, you know. So, I mean, you know, you got to spend a little money to make money. So, I mean, I think as well they need to focus on their offense and defense, you know. So, like I said, he could be drawing up the best plays in the world, man. But if you can't get out there and execute it,
true.
Exactly.
You know.
So Dak Prescott goes down for the Dallas Cowboys. He literally looks like he broke his fucking leg, right? Or his ankle. Alex, is he done?
You know what? I don't think he is. I already heard that he was
because he was very emotional when that happened.
I feel so bad for him.
Yeah,
I already heard that he was.
I really feel so bad for him.
Yeah, I already heard that he was practicing already. I don't know if that.
Really?
I'd have to look that up and see it, but
that's what I heard.
I mean, that was like, I didn't watch it live. I was watching the game off and on, and a friend of mine called me and wanted to know if I seen it, and I said no.
Yeah,
so I went on YouTube and I watched 12 seconds of it. And when he pointed to his leg, like I can watch scary movies and all that gruesome shit and everything, but when I seen that, man, I had to turn it off. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah.
And then I guess Tony, I heard Tony Romo was like, oh, I hope it's a cramp or something like that.
He was doing so good too. He was doing so good.
What are you talking about? But that was definitely, like I said, it wasn't Joe Theismann type injury, but it was still a horrific injury. And for a guy that's already dealt with,
he was definitely, you could tell he was in pain. You could see.
Oh yeah, and for somebody that's he just signed a deal, and he's probably gonna get.
He fought for that deal, remember?
Yeah, and he's gonna probably get like I forgot his name, something Logan, the one that had tackled him.
The one
at the press conference, he said that he hopes that he gets $500 million contract or whatever when he resigns. But the guys already went through. In the spring, he lost his brother committed suicide.
Yeah,
Guy's been through so much, man, and just any sport. I hate. I'm a big
fighting to just get the right contract that he deserves. That other people are getting, and he's not because he dealt with depression, just the whole. He persevered through a lot of things and stuff like that, and me being a crazy sports fan I hate that. Like that almost put a tear in my eye. I hate seeing. As soon as it happened, I'm like, oh no!
Get hurt like that,
of all the people, it happened to him. He was doing so good too.
Well, you brought up someone getting hurt. So Alex Smith returns back 2 years after his life-threatening leg injury. That's another crazy story. I thought he was done myself. So he returned. Who's he playing for now, Alex?
Washington.
Okay.
Washington football team.
Mark, hey, that's Mark's team, Washington.
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I remember back in the day, Mark wearing that I don't want to use the R word, but the Washington hat. I remember him. I remember him wearing that for sure. But yeah, so he took over for Dwayne Haskins, I think it was, and he looked pretty good, man. I mean, it takes a lot, man. He, like I said, once again, to use the word persevered. I mean, he didn't think that he was ever gonna, probably make it back. I don't know. I don't want to speak for him, but yeah, to see him back on the field is pretty awesome, man. He was quarterback for the 49ers for a minute and all that, but
yeah. So
yeah, one guy comes back, another guy goes down. I mean, that was pretty crazy Sunday.
Yes, we're gonna move on to NBA. The Lakers won despite what I was going for. I was going for the underdogs.
Right.
So they win Game 6. I know you said you're more of a basketball fan. Who were you pulling for, Jose?
LeBron.
You were pulling for LeBron. So are you a LeBron fan? So even when he was in Miami, with Cleveland, you were okay. So it doesn't matter what team he plays for.
Yeah, I just like him. I think him being 6'8", 250, he's probably, to me, the best all-around player. You know what I'm saying? Besides, I'm not going to take nothing away from Kobe. Kobe is the best ever. But, I mean, all around, I'm talking about that can play every position. I mean, LeBron could get down there and bang with the big guys. He's that strong. He's that.
Yeah, they had him. They had him, not to cut you off, Jose, but they had him in, I think it was like round 2. I don't know who they played. They had him at center, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, it's like he's a strong boy. He's so strong. And that's what I respect that. Yeah, he was a choke artist at first when he first came in, but I still had to go with him. I just liked his game. I liked the strong game. I liked how he takes it to the rack, which, when I played, I'm not the best. I'm just saying, but when I played, that's what I like to do. I like to take it to the rack.
Right. You're an aggressive player, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I like that.
I pretended I was LeBron. No.
Yeah, he just, you know, obviously my era was Michael Jordan, obviously, you know, so I mean, I got he's the GOAT.
All of ours.
He's the GOAT, no matter
For
what.
sure.
You know,
For sure.
Kobe was the closest thing to Michael.
Yeah.
Definitely
I agree.
LeBron. Wherever LeBron went, that's who I rooted for, you know, but, you know, I got various players that I like, but I'm a LeBron fan.
Right,
for sure.
right.
So I'm glad.
How many times a night did you play basketball since you grew up and went to Munger and went to Chatsey? How many times did you play basketball at that park?
Bro, I never played basketball until I went to prison.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. My little cousin, I was like, I ain't playing no basketball.
I mean, I lived at that park.
Right. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Bro.
Me, Johnny went up there. Junie, we all were used to play basketball up there. Because that's where the adults play. So we went to play over there.
I played at
Listen, that prison basketball ain't no joke, okay?
my cousin, actually, my younger cousins were the ones that showed me how to even play basketball when I was before I got incarcerated in '91, and then I got locked up. I liked playing basketball. We used to always go play. I mean, I played, but that's when I started really playing. Was when I got to prison. You know what I'm saying? And it's just like she said, the prison ball ain't no joke. You know, it's like
It's no joke.
Yes.
Not to cut you off, but so I play tennis and I go to the courts, and next to the one side of the court is basketball and the other side of the court is
I want to know what your tennis outfit is. That's all I want to know.
Oh my God.
I want to know what your tennis outfit is. All I want to know.
Listen,
Is it the short skirt and is it a G-string? That's all I want to know.
This guy.
Is there any other options? Like,
right.
Come on. Yeah, you got to wear a G-string. If it's full, it's way too much, and there's just too much running, too much material. The least possible.
Tennis,
it helps with my aerodynamics when I don't have any clothes on. But anyways, back to this. So focus. So basketball on one side of the court and racquetball on the other, and you'll see kids playing and stuff, but I know which men have been to prison when they come to play because they are swatting them balls. The racquetball guys, they don't even use a racket. They're hitting the ball with their hand.
Yeah.
Hardcore. Like I can hear it on the other side of the wall, and I'm scared. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, racquetball's a big Latino thing in the joint.
Right. Here in Arizona, that's a lot of our population. So when they come to play and I'm just hitting my ball and I'm, we're playing and I can hear the smack and I'm like, ooh, they prison playing over there.
Yeah, it's different. When you first get in there, I mean, I got a small scar here from playing basketball.
Damn.
My tooth went through my lip, actually.
Damn.
It's very physical.
Play.
Yeah, they play. All that crying stuff
Play.
Forget it.
All that crying.
Yeah.
You were pulling for the Lakers, right?
Yep.
Definitely pulling for the Lakers. Okay.
Hey, and just to give you a little, LeBron's the first player to win MVP for 3 different teams. So I mean,
that's another stat.
Yeah, he's great in his own way. Obviously,
I
hate to say it, because I'm a diehard Piston fan. I wanted Jordan to lose every game. It just wasn't going to happen, or every series. But he they were arguing the topic after the Lakers won the championship for like the next 2 or 3 days was who's better, who was the greatest, Jordan? I was like, why is that even a question, Jordan or LeBron? And I'm like, I mean, come on, man. Yeah. Michael Jordan did not lose. He never lost. Never lost to teams. LeBron James lost to Dallas and to the Spurs and to Jordan never ever lost. So they gotta make some make some stuff up, whatever.
They gotta make some hype.
Right.
It's not like the NBA doesn't have the talent that it used to back in the day. I mean. Each team had like great players, you had Elijah, you got, so many different people
off the bench. Right.
Yeah. I mean, the Mavericks, the Suns, I mean, each team, you got Jason Kidd, I was a point guard fan. So, I mean, I loved Isaiah, but I respected Joe Dumars because he was the only person
right.
just make Jordan, discombobulate.
Right.
There was Detroit
And he played it. He played it the game so gracefully. You know, I kind of compare him to like Barry Sanders type player. You know,
for sure.
He really did. He really did.
For sure. You know, Joe Dumars was definitely one of my favorite point guards of all time.
Mhm.
Like, you know, basketball nowadays, to me, basketball turned into a business, you know.
It's too it's too political. It's too much business, and it's the love for it is gone.
Yeah, it's gone. It's gone. It's all about how much money can I make, and can I get a sneaker contract? You know? And I ain't mad at him for that either. I mean, but for me,
it's definitely not the same as us when we were growing up.
For me as a fan, it's like, whatever, you know.
Right. That's why I appreciate guys like you know, like Steph Curry, because you know, I got his rookie card, and on the back of it, it says that he couldn't like he was just so doubted that he wasn't gonna make it that far in the league. He couldn't shoot the 3-ball that good and this and that. He'll be in and out of the league. And I'm just like, look at him now. You know what I mean? So those type of players, like, stop bringing everybody down and you know, saying this, you know, it's always, you know, who's better than who, man. Just
always haters.
When you see these great players, man, just enjoy the game and shit, because you don't get that no more. It's very rare. I mean, so.
Enrique, do you remember Spud Webb?
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yes.
Oh, God. Muggsy Bogues.
Muggsy Bogues. I mean, Spud Webb won the dunk contest.
Dunk contest.
Right. He won the dunk contest.
5'7". I mean, you know what I mean? It's like
amazing, man. Yeah.
You know, who could do that? You know, 5'7", and you
never see that again.
Dominique Wilkins. I mean, power dunker, like just
right.
not the same.
Just crazy. But well, I just wanted to know if you were pulling for the Lakers. So we're gonna move on to the MLB. Cincinnati Reds, Big Red Machine, Joe Morgan, Hall of Famer, second baseman, dies age 77. I know, Alex, this was a kind of a thing because Spark Anderson was the manager skipper at the time when the Big Red Machine. You got Bench, you got Pete Rose, you got Joe Morgan. I mean, just a great team. So hats off to Joe Morgan and his passing. I think Johnny Bench said Joe Morgan wasn't the best second baseman that he knew. He was just a really good friend, and he was my second baseman. So that was, I think he got a little sad, Johnny Bench, because
right.
Yeah, Joe Morgan. So
and obviously I was too young to really watch him play. I wasn't even born yet, but I did look up highlights and stuff like that, and you know, I watched highlights of those teams, 75, 76, when they won back-to-back championships. And you know, what made me look at that before he passed away was Sparky Anderson, because I was just diehard Tiger fan. But he was. When you look up his numbers, man, I mean, guy was a 10-time All-Star. You know, like I said, back-to-back champion. In 8 years he played with the Reds, he had 406 stolen bases, 816 runs scored. I mean, back then that was like, you know what I'm saying, that's amazing.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's not, and you know, to mention a few other names like that passed away this year, Whitey Ford, Bob Gibson.
Whitey Ford died,
Lou Brock, Tom Seaver, and of course the legend over here, LK Line, man. So God bless them all. Condolences, Ed. So
So
pretty crazy list.
MLB, the pennant race is on. You got the ALS, and then you got the other series that they're tied up 3-3, 3-2 on this side. Who you got going to the World Series, Alex?
Well, I did have Houston, Houston and the Dodgers, but it ain't. Tampa Bay just.
They're killing it.
They're playing amazing, man. I haven't seen them play that good since Joe Madden was the manager. You know, like 2014 or whatever year that was. But yeah. So I don't know.
Jose, you watch baseball?
Nah, man. It's like I like going to the Tigers games and stuff like that, but I don't really. I can watch baseball. I used to like baseball again. Back in the day, you know. I remember when the Tigers won right here. You know, there was a store here on the corner on 52nd. It was called Mona's Party. Yeah, Mona's Party Store, and I used to work there. And yeah, I remember when they won, bro, and they were just, you know, it was just crazy. It was slapping over. It was crazy. Yeah, it was crazy.
I remember that too.
Yeah. And you know, and also I'm a Yankees fan as well. You know. I know.
I'm like, ooh. Well, I'm sorry, Jose. I'm not a Yankee.
He liked you all the way up until there.
I was happy they got knocked
as soon as
out. I was surprised, but
as soon as I heard Enrique say how much, what he said
right.
about, I was like, he's not gonna
But
like.
I love Derek Jeter. I love Derek Jeter.
Should I let him know?
Sure.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, we was cool throughout this whole.
Right.
Like,
this is where I'm gonna exit.
I mean, hey, 27 championships, man. You can't really hate on it, but like I always tell people, I was like, hey, if you can't be a Yankees fan and a diehard Tigers fan. You can be a Tigers fan, but not a diehard. So that's just me, though.
Yeah.
I digress.
I like the Tigers as well. You know what I'm saying? But it's just
right.
It's always been to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's always. That's just part of my New York side, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I just
right. I respect it for sure.
Derek Jeter, definitely one of my favorite players.
He was. You know what?
Every Michigan State.
Yeah.
Every time, every season when the Tigers play the Yankees, even going back, I got a ticket from like 1992. I would try to make sure that I always go and watch them play the Yankees, and I got.
Yep.
I said third baseline, man, like row 2, so I could see. I wanted one of the last games Derek Jeter played.
Yeah.
I think the second before his last season. I was like, I just want to see him do the his infamous you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
It was awesome to watch them. So yeah,
Wasn't he from Battle Creek, right? From Battle Creek.
Love the history.
Kalamazoo. Battle Creek.
Kalamazoo, that area. Yeah.
Kalamazoo.
Yeah.
So we're going to move on to more of a political thing. So there was one person killed in the Black Lives Matter out in Denver last week. We're about 20 days from a new president or a reelected president. And I don't know the ins and outs. Are you allowed to vote, Jose? Yes. So you can vote.
Yeah.
So I know there's a lot of people that say, I'm not going to fucking vote. My vote don't count. Who gives a fuck? Whatever, blah, blah, blah. I got to be honest with you. The same shit. It's just a different bozo in there, right?
Right.
So in the next, let's say 30 to 60 days, if President Trump gets reelected, is there a civil war in the streets? If Biden gets reelected, is there a civil war in the streets? And are you going to vote?
I'm definitely going to vote. In my opinion, I mean, this is ingrained in me from being incarcerated. I don't discuss too much religion, and I don't discuss politics because it's probably what causes the biggest separation amongst people.
Right.
I think everyone's entitled to their own opinion, as long as you're not trying to,
force your opinion on me.
Force your opinion on me, like, oh, you shouldn't do this.
Right.
Let's just skip all that. But I think either way, whoever wins, I think there's going to be an issue because there's going to be an uproar if Trump wins, and there's going to be an uproar if Biden wins.
Right.
I didn't vote last year, just because I was just like, I didn't like either one.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Wait a minute. In 2016, you weren't allowed. You were still incarcerated.
In 2016. Yeah. No, I was out for that, wasn't I?
No, you said you got.
No. Yeah. You're right. Yeah.
Okay.
Because when my boy asked me, like, are you gonna vote? I'm like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, well, if you don't, then you can't complain. Blah blah blah. I'm like, I don't complain. I either adjust and adapt. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
I mean, it's one or the other. So it's like when you think about it, I have to voice my opinion, and hopefully that my vote counts. I'm sure it does. Like I said, I think there's going to be mayhem either which way it goes. Because the fact that everyone's so mad, if all the Trump supporters are going to be mad that Trump is out and Joe is in, and the Joe and Democratic people are going to be independent, whatever you want to call it, are going to be upset that Trump is still there. You know, so
Mhm.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's a win-win. I don't think it's a win-win situation at that time.
No, there's going to be animosity
gonna
from
be
both
some-
sides.
Yeah, there's definitely gonna be animosity somehow.
Protests.
Yeah.
Protests. Gonna be, you know, conflict. People look at things
Mhm.
differently. I mean, to be honest, bro, I mean, things are different now. You know what I'm saying? It's
Right.
almost kind of,
Absolutely.
there's,
Everybody's
you know,
got soft skin.
yeah,
Somebody the other day had a good point, and I mean, and it's something that's obvious, we knew, but you know, when you hit on saying, when Enrique said, you know, oh, I'm not voting, or like your cousin said, well, if you vote, you can't complain. Well, you know, I used to be one of those people where I'm like, my vote doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, you know. And then I listened to some people from older generation and women and minority, and they said, you know, we want you to vote. We fought so hard for women and for people of the different ethnicities and blacks to be able to vote, and Latino, then all that when you don't vote, it's kind of an insult to your ancestors that fought to be able to do that. And so whether you like both candidates or not, you have to take a conscious effort to sit down and look at what's going to be the best option, but regardless, still vote. Sure. Go out and vote.
I mean, you know, Enrique, I'm a 70s baby, you know what I'm saying? So I'm
a 70s baby.
Yeah, you're a 70s baby, right? Same. Okay,
we
grown, right? So
we grown.
You know, Enrique, you know how it was back in the 70s. I mean, racism was still prevalent. And again, being dark skinned, you know, as I am, you know, I wasn't looked at as the little Puerto Rican kid. I was looked at as that black kid, you know. So I experienced being African American without being African American. You know, I had curly ass hair. You know, I was dark skinned. You know, I'm on a street. Afro, exactly. I did, for real. And I experienced that, you know. So for people that don't experience that, you know, it's a little harsh and insensitive for you to say, oh, you know, racism doesn't exist, because it does. No one knows that a lot of people don't know I'm Puerto Rican. You know, all throughout school, they always ask me, what are you, black and what? And I look at them like,
mixed?
Yeah, like, am I mixed? I'm like, I'm Puerto Rican. They're like, oh, well, you just a nigga with good hair. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, you know? So it's like,
you got that good hair.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's a joke and everything, but at the same time, you know, racism was real for me. And
Absolutely.
I don't really talk about it, but it's not I don't want no sympathy, because it just made me stronger.
No, but to speak out on it is you have
for
to,
sure.
or it's never going to end.
Right. I wasn't able to go on certain people's porches. I wasn't allowed to go in certain people's homes. I had a friend that if he played with our other friend, I had to play in the alley. You know, so while they're tossing the ball in the backyard, I had to sit in the alley, and they tossed the ball to me in the alley because they was from Kentucky, and he was like, boy, you can't come in my yard. So, you know, those type of things. So, you know, I know what it's like back then, and I can see what it's like today. You know, so even when I get pulled over now I tell myself again, Jose, you got to do this. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, while people say, oh, it doesn't, it's true, it's not that, it's not this, it's not that, it's because a lot of people don't experience that. You know, they don't have to go through that. When you look, you look like America's status quo of normalcy and what an American should look like. You know, when you look at us, you know, they look at like, oh, it's a black guy. You know, I've walked down Central across the bridge and seen, you know, a woman walk across the street and then walk back to where she was just because she's seen me walking down the street. So I mean, you know, if you don't experience it, don't be insensitive to other people, because just because we don't speak about it doesn't mean that it doesn't happen. And like I said, I don't talk about it all the time, and I'm not ashamed of it, but I've experienced racism even from both sides, from, you know, my Latino counterparts to, you know, white people in general. So, you know, you get both ends, and you're like, damn, when am I gonna win? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, especially, I'm not Latino enough.
Caught in the middle. You're caught in the middle.
And especially, you know, growing up in Southwest Detroit. I mean, you know what I mean? So, like, it's just like, it's this human nature almost. I hate to say that, but it is.
It was, you know, it was, and it's hard because you think about it. You know, I got white friends. I got a lot of Mexican friends. I got Puerto Rican friends. You know, so I mean, don't, like I said, I don't like speaking politics and I don't like speaking religion, but racism is real, man, and it's insensitive. So one of my one son is light and the other one's dark, and the other one lives in Fraser. So to me, like I worry about
right, right.
I don't want him to, I don't want him to be looked at differently. And he has the, coarse hair,
right.
and the little afro. So to me, I worry about that in these times.
Absolutely.
In these times now, I'm the parent who worries about my dark-skinned son being jumped or messed around or picked on because of that. So
right,
those are troubled times for a parent. Not just it's not true. Racism is, people are just looking at it that way. Nah, man, it ain't like that.
No.
It's very much prevalent.
It's very much prevalent. It's very much alive. It's very much in our faces.
All right, so we're gonna probably wrap this up, but I wanted to talk about a couple days ago Cardi B's nipple or nipples.
Did you see her? Did you see her and Offset are back together again? I saw last night.
Yeah. So
he bought her a car and a billboard.
She's got these big pancake nipples, right? She said that she was supposed to send it to Offset, but it got posted to Instagram. Big ass nipples, right?
Oops.
So we're gonna put you on the spot, Jose. You like the pancake nipples, the sand dollar nipples? What nipples you like? Women want to know because the women told me, they said Jose
it's
got
not
the
like
mad.
we can change them.
Wait a minute. They said Jose got the mad bichotazo. So we gotta know right now. We gotta know. We got the pancake nipples. What we got? Which one is yours?
Those that's a what's that, one of them falsehood stories, but
fake news.
That's fake good news, Enrique. I don't know who's telling
fake good news.
I don't know, man.
Hey, this girl from this other girl told me that's why. Okay, but
some world star hip hop shit.
Yeah,
what do you prefer?
She said he got it's great sweatpants season.
It really is.
So, so do you like the pancake nipples, the quarter dollar nipple? What nipples? Or is her nipples just too big?
Or you just you don't discriminate any nipples?
Nah, I'm not. I appreciate them, bro. You know what I'm saying? Whichever one.
That's a politically correct.
Let's get that. Exactly. That's exactly
all
what it is.
All nipple lives matter.
Yeah, like
all nipples matter.
Yeah, all nipples matter. But like I said, bro, it's like
that's a shirt. That's a shirt.
All
nipples matter.
Hey, bro. Yeah, like I said, I
got you red as fuck right now. You don't know how to answer this question. You don't even know how to answer this question.
Yeah, I try to stay away from those kind of questions, man. Like,
all them nipples.
Yeah.
All right,
I don't know, bro. I'm good. Ricky, I'm fucking you up for that, bro.
You don't want to give a wrong answer.
Out of all the questions, I know. I'm poison, and all of a sudden.
Hey, so we had this discussion at Jordan's. I'm sitting there with Rito, I'm sitting there with Tony. Said we got to ask this question to Jose. What kind of nipples is he? He like the Cardi B nipples, or this was pre-planned?
You know what? I see that now. Rito see me last night. And he's like, Sucio, I got a question for your ass.
That's where you got it
from.
from.
See where it came from.
Right.
All
right. So Tori, pancake nipples, quarter. Tell me what's your favorite and which ones you got.
Damn.
I do not have pancake nipples. I have small to medium.
Small to medium.
I'm Sicilian, so they look like Hershey Kisses.
Oh my God, Hershey Kisses.
But lighter, but like milk chocolate, not dark.
Like the logo up in the back.
Like milk chocolate. Yeah, they're pretty. They don't have that.
Paint the picture.
Okay, so you know how hers had all that, like the line, like it was all like not symmetrical. Like mine are perfectly symmetrical.
Oh my God, perfect.
I don't have weird little like run-on lines and all squiggly line. No.
Oh
perfect.
my God.
It's just perfect. And I'm very blessed. Yeah.
All right.
So,
All right,
and they're
Alex.
centered too. Like they're not
Alex.
like Google, there's ones over here or like way high or way low. You ever see like, offset? Speaking of offset, right? No pun intended. So that's why her nipples, never mind.
So Alex, what do you like?
Man, look, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet.
Okay.
Whatever, when the bra comes off, whatever I see.
So I'm gonna do the water boy thing, right? I really appreciate what you're showing me right now.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah.
He said when the bra comes off, I'm whatever there.
Yeah.
I like it all. Yeah, I like it all too. I like it.
I'm more of a big nipple guy. As long as there's no hair on it, I'm okay.
Have you ever see?
Man, what a segue, huh?
Working at the strip club, I see a lot of different nipples, and so some you see, you're like, ooh, that doesn't look good. I've seen tattooed nipples. I've seen it all.
We gotta do a shirt, bro.
I've had a nipple. I think I was 16. I had a nipple experience. They were not they were big. But there was a long ass fucking hair out of it. I'm like, what is this hair doing here?
Yeah. Like it doesn't belong there. Hey, you know what?
What do you do? What do you do? Do you ignore it or do you pluck it?
You pluck it.
Oh my God.
Real fast.
So the last thing I want to touch on, Jose, I'm wearing this shirt. It has the astronaut.
Yep.
What is the meaning behind that? Because you do have the astronaut shirt by itself, and then you had that. You've done a couple different things. Yeah.
That also is part of another one of my drawings. I drew in 2015. Again, I started experimenting with creative juices, like putting things together in my head that I just felt would be there. So over a time period, I came up with that astronaut because it was kind of like, you reaching for the stars, you know what I'm saying? There's no limit. Obviously, space is infinite, So for me, the infinite meant something personal to me because I'm just trying to do different things, man. Like I said, none against my niggas that's in the hood doing what they do. Hey, man, I totally respect it. I'm not telling nobody to stop hustling the way they hustle. I'll never do that. It was just for me. I just feel I just needed to do something else. But obviously, space, you can't breathe, so you got to put that suit on in order to breathe. So that's why I chose the astronaut. And then
that's deep. That's awesome.
For me, when Detroit was going through its biggest embarrassment, which is that bankruptcy. We were the first major city in the United States to ever file bankruptcy. But we're also coming back from it, and we came back from it like nothing before. So to me, that individual who was the organizer for the whole bankruptcy and how to get us the financial advisor on how to get us out of that crunch. And Enrique, you probably know more about this than I do. I just know what I read. To me, I felt like he was that astronaut. He seen a vision for Detroit, and he seen that the city can come back. I mean, we got John Barbados, we got Nike, we got H&M, we got Apple, we got Amazon building.
Right, and the Google down there.
Right, we got Google. I mean, we got so many different things now. Yeah, granted, it's in downtown itself, but it's still a part of Detroit. It's the border where Woodward is the border of the East and West. I mean, we got so much that's going on in Detroit, Even on the episode with, what's his name? Dang, the guy that travels, man. I forgot his name. It's going to come to me. But
Anthony Bourdain.
There you go. Bourdain.
I loved him.
Yeah, I loved him. But even
he
when
said
he
it's the best place to live.
Yeah, and then he even said, he asked Charlie, the reporter. He said, hey, he asked one of the chefs, why'd you pick Detroit to come and be a, 5-star chef? And Charlie looked at him and was like, shit, we're Detroiters. We like to eat too.
Right. Yeah. Oh, I seen that interview. I seen that, man. Mm-hmm. I seen that.
But he said we wear it like a badge. Doesn't matter how far we're from.
Guys like Mark Wahlberg.
We wear it like a badge.
To Detroit, doing business.
Charlie the Duff. Charlie the Duff.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
he was
the
great.
writer.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm,
I had his.
mhm.
I even read his book, man. You know, he's a little out there.
Yeah, I seen that.
He's a little
wanted to
out
get
there, but
Yeah, he's a little out
he,
there, but he's still good. Yeah, and
speaks his mind.
that was part of it, man. So when I drew that, man, there's so much more to it. It's over there, but
Right.
there was so much more to it. You know, to me, it's like that astronaut is that every entrepreneur who has that vision, man. But you have to put on that suit. That suit has to go on, man. You got to breathe. You got to have that oxygen. You know, if you're trying to get out there, man, you got to keep going. You know, every day, man. You know, I could wear whatever, but I wear my brand because I believe in it. You know,
Right.
If I don't wear it, then how everybody else gonna believe in it? You know what I'm saying? It's not that I don't like other brands, but this is this is my suit. You know, so I have to wear it. Just like, you know, Enrique with Word on the Street, just like Enrique with Taste of the D. You know, just like you know, you love your tap out. I mean, everything, man. It's just that suit every day, man. If you're trying to reach goals, man, then put that suit on every day, man. You know, let everything else bounce off. You know, like Torby said earlier, you know, people are gonna hate, people ain't gonna like it, people ain't gonna like that it's you doing what you're doing. That's all relevant. You know, no, it's not relevant. You know, it's just
there's different flavors for everybody, man.
Man. You know what I'm saying? You can't please everybody.
I tend to not tell a lot of people when I have something in the works, because as soon as you start to tell other people, they start to have a little bit, like you said, your cousin, well, why do you want to do a t-shirt?
Right.
Well, what's different? And they start filtering that negativity in there, and you get that those self-doubts, and you're like, I don't know, well, what, you know, but again, you have to go back to thinking, it's your dream. This is your goal. And if everybody had your dream and your goal, they'd all be doing it. They're not going to see your vision. They're not going to see your vision. And I just always tell myself, you know, as soon as someone hits with the negative, block it out, let it bounce off me. I'm 3 feet from gold. I'm 3 feet from gold. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
When I started learning how to write, man, I kept trying to always edit everything, because I would ask 4 or 5 people to read something.
I'm the same way.
Yeah, and they're like, that's dope. But then
I'm writing right now.
Man, I don't know. You're like, let me change it, you know. But then I actually met I had a good friend of mine named Roy Milligan. He's entrepreneur. He's a book writer. He's written like 15 books. He wrote 5 books from prison. He's still out here doing his thing. He's got a couple trucking businesses that go from east to west coast, hauling cars. He's got like 5 trucks. You know, he's just doing great. And he told me, he said, man, just write what you write. And he goes, don't worry about pleasing everybody. He goes, because not everybody gonna like what you do. He said, just write, do what you do, and just keep it moving. Same thing with the design of the apparel. Not everyone's gonna like what I do. You know what I'm saying? That's okay.
Yeah.
I'm not. I can't appease everybody.
Right.
People that do like it, I'm grateful for and I appreciate. You know, so with that shirt that you got on, Enrique, that was like the 3rd one I made with the astronaut. It was the half one.
Right.
All right. And then I did the train station with the half one. And then I did the Greek town one. I had to get permission from Pappy's actually before I even came out with the shirt.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I went down there.
I miss Pappy's.
Yep. I went down there.
I miss Greek town.
I talked to the owner, a friend of mine. We went down there. She was bartender. Her name's Chrissy. And she said, hey, that's the owner. And she was like, hey, he wants to talk to you. So he talked to me. And I asked him, I said, look, man, I got this design. I showed him what it was. And he just said, hey, man, just bring me a shirt and you can just do what you want to do.
Nice.
So I brought him a shirt and I just printed it out. So basically, it's just the everyday person, man, who just has a dream, man.
Goal.
It's a reminder, man. Just don't stop, man. So like I said, I started with the half. I came out with the whole, you know, ascending, where he was kind of, you know, rising. And then I came out with the Greek town, like, you know, he's reaching. He's like, I'm almost there, you know. So, you know, it's like a storyline behind the whole thing. You know, it's just not something I just decided to do, like, you know. I mean, astronaut is universal. Anyone uses it, you know. So
but there's definitely a meaning behind it.
Yeah, I have my own.
It's deep, too. It's deep, too.
We're going to wrap this up. Jose, I want you to give your address to your store, your web address. I want to appreciate your time. Thanks for the insight. And even though you didn't answer the nipple question, I'm going to have to take you privately later. I'm going to take you privately later, and you tell me off the record about the nipples.
I'm taking that road.
Right.
Correct road.
Right.
I'll tell you. Hey, Enrique, I'll tell you in person, bro.
Okay.
My store is at 7421 Michigan Avenue, located right on the corner of 51st Michigan Avenue. My website, DetroitForever313.com.
One time.
And then on Facebook, Jose Rivera. You'll see it on there. Well, I guess you got to look for a little bit of the brand, but you'll see it. But because my son's name is also Jose Rivera, but obviously you'll see that profile pic is white and I am dark. So, Instagram, same thing. I got an Instagram, Detroit Forever 313. You can go on Instagram as well. Help me get those follows up on Instagram. So, much love, y'all.
Yep.
Appreciate your time.
Yep. Thank you for your time, Jose.
Such
Appreciate it, man. It was a
inspiration.
pleasure.
Anything you want to?
Great meeting you, Tori.
Anything you want to plug, Tori, before we go?
I just want to say happy birthday to my bestie Michelle. Today's her birthday, and then I want to give a super happy birthday to my son Dominic.
Happy birthday, Dominic!
Yeah, he'll be 25 tomorrow, so I'm very proud. Yes,
happy birthday.
very blessed mom.
How about you, Alex? Anything?
No, I'm good for today, man. Happy birthday to you.
Hey,
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Rose.
Hey, happy birthday to you. Have fun at your party tonight.
Hey, Jose, I want to appreciate your time, man. I know this is probably the longest podcast, but I dig, dude. I'm sorry. This is long. This is great.
Yeah.
We'll get the nipple question answered.
Yeah.
And we'll feel better.
I want one of those shirts.
I'll send one
I
out.
want a Nipple Lives Matter shirt.
Nipples. All nipples matter.
They all matter.
Tune in
Very
next. Tune in next week. We're gonna have Marisol that does the makeup. She does the cosplay, and then Sunday we're gonna have Alex's boy doing the marketing. So we're gonna go Ronnie Courtney. We're going one-on-one. Jose, I want to appreciate your time. I'm gonna drop this right here. Thanks, brother. I'll see you later. Love you. Much love.
Good night, bro. Peace out, bro.
Guys, good time.
God bless.
God bless.
Sorry, it won't queue up. Hold on. What the hell? See what happens when we're doing remote? When we're doing remote, what the hell?
Come on, DJ. That's why you gotta let me DJ.
Yeah.
Blame it on the nipples.
All nipples life matters, baby. All nice. Love that. Love you guys. Talk to you later. See you guys later. Bye.
Yeah,